way they're gonna waste this much hype on not announcing the universal plugin API, which is scheduled for December.
Yeah.
Well, on the other hand, they're Mojang.
That is true. It could be Valve though.
This is factual.
But what I think they would do is like, I don't think it's just gonna be a bucket replacement. I think it's gonna add content because we have the add-ons, and like it's definitely not gonna be as good as what we can do on Java, because on Java we're just, modifying the entire game. But honestly, to convince players, they just need one argument.
Once you can get thermal expansion on it, people will be happy.
That too, but also mods not breaking on version updates, and they got the players. And if they don't add in paid mods initially, they will remove a lot of the fears that people have about it, even if it's only initial.
I have to admit, I'm going to play with it though. I'm really curious to see what you're going to be able to do with it.
I'm definitely going to do it as well.
I made the decision that I'm not going to touch Windows 10 edition. I'm also mostly stopped working on Java edition, but like Windows 10 is where I draw the line. I'm not bothering with that version.
See, the problem with things like the Windows 10 edition is you can't do it if you're not on Windows 10. You're on Windows 7, tough luck.
I'm
You're
on
not
Linux.
using Windows at all.
Yeah, exactly. It's terrible.
I mean, I've run Java edition on NetBSD and OpenBSD, which are definitely unsupported by Microsoft or LWJGL. Just for fun.
Somebody had noise.
Yeah.
Frieza.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Please,
Someone
please
stop
don't.
Frieza.
Look, I'm the ghost. I'm supposed to be making spooky noises.
I'm dragging out.
Goodbye.
Someone stop the guy from New Zealand.
Mm.
Wait, Groax is from New Zealand too.
The guy from New Zealand, excuse me?
Frieza is from New
Grease
Zealand.
Monkey is from New Zealand.
Oh.
Also,
Calm
are
down,
you a guy?
Rex.
I thought you, like,
God,
the way you...
no.
No.
It's getting louder.
Jesus.
He's back with a vengeance.
Can we just ban him?
I forgot
Just
to
the
my
way
mic.
you constructed that
I forgot
sentence,
my mic
it
was
sounded
off.
like you were
Hey,
referring to me.
Hello, Marisa.
Does everybody, okay, sup?
I agree.
Hi.
Sorry, could you please put your mic on push to talk? Sorry, I forgot I have my mic off all the time.
Okay, but
keep
I
finding
think
ways
we
to-
sorted that out in the long run. So
Alright, sweet.
I keep finding ways to escape the space station.
Well, you're not exactly not supposed to leave it. It's just not recommended.
you're not supposed to talk.
I'm not supposed
That
to
is
talk.
true.
Anyhow, yeah, that's what I fear, and I guess I haven't given a public reason for my sudden departure, and I've been reading what people assumed of my departure, and I don't really have a concrete reason, so I'm afraid I cannot
I
give you
don't
one.
mean to be controversial, Lacey, but you kind of come and go a lot. So
Yeah.
I don't think people are going to be surprised if you do
Yeah,
stick out.
I know. That's exactly the reason why I just, instead of doing the review times where I at least told someone, I just decided to go up and leave, because I knew that people
Yeah.
wouldn't be too worried, and that way I wouldn't drag too much unwanted attention on myself.
I think it's nice to know that you're okay.
Yeah, that's why I eventually reached out to a few people, just so they would know I'm
Yeah.
okay, especially the ones I kept closer bonds in the community with. And in various ways, for some I just contacted them. In case of Amadornis, I poked him with a pitchfork.
Okay.
And you just
Come-
forgot about me, and I had to find you on Super Secret IRC channel.
I knew you would come to that super secret IRC channel.
You know how you can, yeah, something that comes from the founder, you know how you can leave the, you know how people have been falling out of space? There is actually a hole. I can
Are you
put
at
some
it?
barriers up there to fix that.
Yes, of course, Grease Monkey, you're speedrunning the bloody convention already.
Yeah. Wait. Right. So it's this place.
You should try to make some speedruns, like, I don't know, at the fastest route to get all the hats from Spawn.
Immersive Rails really hates NEI, by the way, or JEI nowadays.
Immersive Railroading hates just about everything.
The second
There
one
was
look at
actually-
its page, it's
No,
like,
it doesn't seem to hate phone fix though.
There was actually a bug where anywhere I went near their booth during the setup of the con, it was just instantly crashing my client. It was terrible. Couldn't get on for a couple of days.
The model through that's been really good at getting fixes, performance
He
things,
has
and
Yes.
He has been.
So immersive railroading is one of those mods which broke at just about every corner, but now is somewhat stable.
What are they using to render? Like, why is it so bad?
Magic and hacks. So they have a completely, basically custom render system for the entire thing because they are models that are so large that they span multiple chunks, and Minecraft doesn't support that. So
Okay.
Yeah, when I showed the author of it my crash log, he fixed it within a day, and I could get back on. Gave me a custom version. Everything worked dandy.
By the way, if I saw that you have Carset installed, did you disable most things, or is it actually just...
it should be fully there. I disabled block picking up. I think
yeah,
that's
block
the only
picking
thing I've
makes sense.
changed since I
Yeah,
got back off
no,
here.
because if you want to, you could look at the laser system, because that was the final content thing I added to Carset. It's not complete, recipes are missing, but it should be stable.
Blue crystal, the reflectors, that's cool.
I'll hop
Yeah.
on the stream and maybe I can help you there.
disclaimer: it's not an actually an accurate representation of lasers.
I know, but they're, yeah,
It's
what
Minecraft
happened is,
lasers.
when I was still planning to do development on Carset, I assembled a small group of people who are going to help me with design because that's my weak point.
By the way, Emma, the booth next to Twilight Forest is not taken by anyone. Been empty since day one.
You can build lasers there.
Yeah, that was my idea.
Yeah, I saw your
sure.
signs there. I just walked out of Twilight Forest, saw your signs. It's been empty since day one. Go ahead and take it.
So I guess Twitch plays Carset booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so
I've got to give kudos to
if you
whoever
open
came
the
up with the
creative tab and you wait about 10 seconds for me to get the image,
See,
I'll
Mum.
tell you roughly what is what. So yeah, so it's not a finished system. There were some design changes I was gonna make, but the general gist is this: light jars create light beams, and oh, you've already placed it. Yeah, the light jar
that's
texture
what
is corrupted internally. Don't worry about
It looks fine for me.
Quick question. How do I disable all this stuff in my
press
UI?
a key on your keyboard.
I know F3B for the bounding boxes, but
Z.
how do I disable the hotbars?
Z.
Anyhow,
Thank you.
there's a few blocks. There's the mirror, the reflector, the splitter, and the prism. You can probably figure out how these work, except their rotation with a wrench is a bit janky. The more interesting block is the crystal, and I recommend you play with them a bit.
Oh, Modmus.
Hey.
I saw a couple of cases of this already, but you should probably disable right-clicking and right-click placing element experiment 115 on the ground because it places pieces of the cake.
Yeah. Also, if you try grabbing one splitter and then doing scroll. I don't know if it's control or is it shift? I think it's control. It might be shift. In like outside the
prism?
inventory, like command bar and control.
Oh, yeah, I remember
No,
seeing
a
these
crystal.
images.
Say something with color.
Shift.
Yeah, no, well, it's in your
Shift.
Yeah. Yeah,
So what
essentially
do
this
these
was
guys do?
this is my solution to the issue of like, not having enough hotbar slots. You can
Oh, hey,
cycle
look.
between colors, and
It's a big
if you're in
menu.
survival mode, it will cycle between the colors you have in your inventory instead of
Nice.
just all of them. So that's my solution to the hotbar problem.
Where's this?
This is also actually configurable as a tweak. There's some vanilla blocks added to it, and you can also add your own blocks via JSON. Anyhow, the way crystals
Interesting.
work is, as far as I remember, like if you have a green crystal, it will become solid if any laser containing the green component hits it.
Oh,
For
that's cool.
cyan, it would be
See,
green and blue
that's
component.
like the old laser mod.
Yeah, and that's the laser system. We've actually built things in it. Like we've built a very large full ladder. We've started building some computery stuff.
That is cool.
It is definitely useful to build these things, and it's very optimized. We've spent ages optimizing the thing, and should be more efficient than Redstone. This is also my replacement for the wires and gates that Carset used to have, in a way.
That's cool because you can actually do those with this.
Yeah, and they have some benefits over Redstone in terms of so like you don't need to route wires. The system is more visual. It's prettier. Like the beams actually glow at night. I've taken care of that. There's also
That's
some
cool.
rendering optimizations, but they're not that efficient rendering wise. Now, oh, by the way, the light jars will let you remember beam colors, kind of like a data latch, but that's not fully implemented yet. It's not well designed. I'm not sure if I'll
That
ever
can
get
work.
back to working on this. However, Unescribed has announced to me that he's going to like at least fix the recipe part to make them usable in survival.
That's
By the
good.
way, Blum, say something in game. Change your nickname to reflect Twilight Forest.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm just dealing with a couple of things.
Yeah,
Good
that's
thing.
probably the coolest new feature in cars. And there's not that many more new features. Out of the things since the last time I've talked about it much, I've added stained glass tanks for some reason.
For some reason, so you're not even sure why.
I think someone told me to consider using stained glass for tanks, and I just added them. I think it was a GitHub issue.
It's a cool idea. So if it's empty, you can at least have a bit of an idea of what it's going to contain.
Yeah. Also, tanks of different colors don't connect to each other when they're stacked.
Oh, that's cool. Yep, that's good.
Yeah, that was like,
like
the point at which I added them because they had a use at that point. And there's a lot of fixes too. Oh, another thing I added. You know the Carset barrels, right? They have chisels and bits integration now, so they can fit 8 times as many bits as they can a regular block.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh my.
That matches the bit bag. Oh no. Oh, that's super secret.
Yes, it is. It was super secret
style,
until now.
The style reminds me massively of Carset pipes, honestly.
The behavior is somewhat similar.
Oh, did you fix Carset pipes? I will love you forever if you made Carset pipes that aren't terrible.
Well, essentially, the items traveling through tubes follow 3 rules. If they can go forward, they will. If they can't and they can turn 90 degrees, they will. And they will go in a random direction. And if they cannot go forward or sideways, only backward, they will drop.
That sounds like Carset. Now, do you have any way of controlling routing?
Yes.
I'm excited to hear that, because, you know, I had shifters and they were okay, but there were some flaws with the system.
Let's see.
Crap. How do I wait?
There we go. Let's do
color filter, membrane tube plug. Okay, that looks interesting.
So let's do the sorter here. All right. So essentially, right now, there's no way for this system to pull automatically from inventories. It's going to be able to soon, but not yet. Also, there are 2 kinds of modules. The ones that can go between 2 centers of 2 pipes, and the ones that go right against an inventory. So these guys have half the size of the full. And this is essentially a light version of the sorting machine from Red Power, sort of. You can filter in 2 colors, and you can then filter stacks, give them a color on their way out, and a default color for anything that doesn't fit the filter. So let's see.
A plan I had for Carset lasers, by the way, you can see how it's going through the pipe. A plan I had is for Carset pipes, when I were to re-add them, If an item was going through a pipe, it could actually block the laser on its way through, and you could use that as a way to detect items. That was the plan.
There we go. That is a
And
wide
then
wooden plank.
They go straight out the other. They look kind of funky.
this is neat. Like I like
This is
this.
taking a while to
It's-
sync.
It has similar behavior to Carson, but it's much more intuitive, though it does violate some rules that I set myself during design.
For me,
But,
they're
you know, those
continuing out the second
Personal
half of the level.
challenges like go GUI less and use as few unique blocks as possible, as well as not using modules because I wanted to promote big construction. But I like this. This is a good mod.
This is good. This shows the TPS on the server.
Okay,
Wait,
did that.
what?
The flamingos are escaping into our.
That's the TPS of the server.
What the?
The TPS is 12, so.
You
Pretty
won.
close.
This is a good implementation. There's nothing wrong with this implementation.
It's a
Oh, so wait,
feature,
we're actually
just
doing
don't
the
worry
pipe
about
bomb
it too
here.
much.
It's
I've
only doing
spent-
logic on the server and then sending updates. So
I've done spend a lot of time trying to get client and server logic working to some extent so that the client
Okay.
and the server could correct each other.
See, this is how you fix it. There, fixed. Just don't
can't
look at
say.
it. Just
Don't
don't
look at it.
look at it whenever you do.
that's fair. So if this wasn't as laggy, it would actually work, and you would actually be able to see items going both ways and stuff. But oh well.
Yeah,
And this is why you don't just test at 20 TPS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, this is a good pipe system. I like it.
This is why you have BTM for testing at 10 TPS
Yeah.
with 70 people online.
Yes.
Is there actually 70 people online right now?
It's probably
Not
about
right now,
50.
no. We have
We had 80 at one point.
Yeah, we had
Oh,
I think
80
88
something.
was the most. I saw.
we have 40 something now.
Yeah.
That's still a lot of people for a modded server.
We have
Yeah,
53.
Yes.
My record was BTM 16.1. We had like 120 people for a few minutes.
Yeah, we had over 100 people.
That was, but that also contained basically the entire Chinese modding community.
That's
The ones that could get past, the ones who
The-
could get past the ones who could actually get past the Great Firewall of China. of
Yeah,
course.
they haven't been
Don't
able
worry,
to
the Great
download
Firewall
it.
of China doesn't block me yet.
I
Yeah,
was
it's-
contacted by one or two of them. They're downloading at like 20 kilobit a second.
Yeah, but yeah,
That might be why they
I think most
They-
people actually started leaving when that anime bass music started playing really loudly.
Touhou's not an anime; it's a video game.
I don't know, okay? Just
It looks.
I
like
don't know
anime.
what you young kids are into, the hip and new and stuff these days, the hip and the hop and whatnot.
Have you
said
heard
it,
about
David.
Modern and
David.
Savior Java 9?
Shut up, David. You're making me feel old.
But you should probably play more Touhou because it's great.
Mm. You know.
Oh, look, it's the man himself, Benematic.
Yes. BTM beta testing mods. How did we not think of this before?
Hey, Atomic,
we
we have
did,
to go
um,
to Ben's talk
We
tomorrow.
thought of bug testing marathon at some point. The heck is up
Yes,
with these
but
rotations?
beta testing mods is just so simple and so.
I am pretty certain we had that at BTM 16.1.
I think we could do something like some engineering companies come up with the shitty ass acronyms whether they come. I'll call them dyslexic acronyms. So ISO is the International Organization for Standardization, and TII is International Atomic Time. So we might as well make sure that BTM is mass bug testing.
There's a few songs called Beyond the Moon, and I kind of regret not using that in this BTM.
Well, you see, one of the mods in this pack is actually made by a development team called the Acronym Coders. So
Also, I made yet another better crafting table.
Does it work?
It should.
If it works, it's
if my AT has
automatically
loaded
better
properly-
than every other better crafting table.
Your book at the side's empty, that's fine. Good.
So it's essentially, think of the Red Power project table, but instead of doing the storing of recipes as separate items, you can actually add them to a book. So you do that, and there we go. It shows up, and it tells you if it has enough items to craft or not, and it tells you what you're missing.
That
This-
was one of the ideas I had for a car set, but my final idea before I stopped development was to relegate recipe knowledge to automation only. So like you would have this thing based off crafting table 2 where you would just get recipe trees by just which items you had available. And then with each item you crafted, there would be like in the description the recipe, and you would only use the recipe for configuring an auto crafter.
In this case, there will actually be a mechanical workbench, so you can make a recipe book in the regular one, and then put that in the mechanical workbench, and it'll be able to do recursive crafting.
I
Oh,
would place my
Oh.
crafter down, but it would crash you, apparently.
So have you all seen the new features in the best mod ever, the Flamingo mod?
yes, Flamingo actually added features. To this day, I feel
Yes,
it's
and I
necessary
will-
to apologize.
What?
I literally committed a sin and I committed it to GitHub.
Did you add flamingo meat?
No, but like it's essentially, I proposed a few features for Flamingo, and Vextos was like, no, but Copygirl was like, why not? And so Vextos,
So flamingos are social now and also observable.
It was no, then it was why not, and then it was so.
yes, and
Pretty much.
essentially,
Let me just build this.
Oh, you're using.
And
This is gonna be
God
interesting.
said, "Let there be flamingos."
This is gonna be fun.
Let's see, how does this?
Why is this so? Are these basically randomly selecting an orientation?
I don't. Yeah, it's random per color. Don't ask why. Every
Ah.
color has its own unique orientation.
I'm trying to
as I s-
reorient the.
The mod is slightly rough around the edges.
Actually, that's not your mod. That's one of the bugs on BTM, where if you place any block with that has specific directions, then it'll just switch it up for some
No,
reason. Try
this is
placing
actually a
stairs.
bug with this is actually a bug with the mod. I've reproduced it on our testing server when we were still doing it.
Well, it does it with stairs as well, and it does it with every block that has directions.
Oh, that's a different problem.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one I meant.
Yeah, see, mine is different because mine does that anyway.
Well then. It was a bug, then it got fixed apparently, and now it's
So-
back with a vengeance.
So this is it. Flamingos are social now. If you poke a flamingo and it wiggles, and another flamingo sees that, it wiggles too.
Oh my god.
Does it actually have to see it?
And
Yes.
so yeah, so if you poke this flamingo, and this flamingo will see it, which will be seen by this flamingo, which will be seen by this flamingo, which will be seen by this flamingo,
Oh
then will trigger the
my
observer block, which will emit a redstone
God.
pulse, which will trigger the dispenser, which will throw a snow block as this flamingo, which will wiggle by being hit from a snow block or any other projectile, which will be seen by this flamingo, which will also be seen
I was gonna say
by
this.
Has science gone
Let's
too
just break
far?
it.
Yes, essentially,
This is
I
amazing.
convinced
This is
Copygirl
amazing.
and
This is a
Vextos
new
to turn
kind of
flamingos
redstone.
into wireless redstone. Yes, that
So
was
This
exactly
is
the
the new
goal.
redstone. Wow.
This is-
Flamingo redstone.
This is two-dimensional wireless redstone because it only works in one dimension because flamingos cannot see up or down, so it's balanced.
They're a bit dumb, aren't they?
Remember, it's balanced because it takes effort.
Yeah.
It's
never
balanced because
forget
it contains
that.
flamingos.
By the way, I think Crossroads has been accidentally sabotaged because players can't access any of the chests.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't think you
because-
can access any chests on any booths.
Yeah. So I think the author of the book probably didn't intend
In the
that.
meanwhile, I see that Marisa is having some fun with the lasers.
Well, either
Yeah,
that
it's all about
or
the laser powers, eh?
I'm pretty sure the Crossroads staff never talked to me about what they need whitelisted on in their booth. So
I actually kind of regret not getting organised and putting
Would
some
you
of my
like to
mods in
come
here.
have a look then, Modmus?
Oh, by the way, if
I don't
you
know how
have
to do it.
Carset
Vex can
patches,
sort it out
if you have
if he wants
Carset
to.
patches installed,
I'm the one doing the whitelisting, and I'm currently very busy with flamingos.
Oh, so important.
Yeah, no, I'll come check.
if you have
Well,
Carset
someone
patches
has to
in-
do the science behind them.
if you have Carset patches installed, the lasers actually trigger redstone.
Okay.
This requires a core mod for reasons I will not get into.
Because
I
Fortress shit.
think I can guess.
No, but Amadorus can guess.
Okay, no,
Essentially, the
I cannot
lasers
make
don't
these accessible
actually
even if
exist
they
in the
wanted
world,
to be.
so...
They're
One
Yeah, I
time,
figured. I figured as
But yeah, you can use them. They more or less work. It's not a perfect implementation by any means, but you know, it's good enough. And sadly, there's
Let's
no way
see.
to. The only way to currently get laser output from redstone is to use a piston, and Quark's tile entity pistoning functionality.
Interesting.
I was supposed to add Pistronics as pistons to Carset like at a later stage, and that was supposed to complement this. As well as a special focus that you would be able to put on redstone outputting blocks to make them output a laser, but there was still some design quirks we're trying to work out.
Yeah. So, has anyone actually taken over Carset?
Unscribe is going to maintain them at some point in a limited fashion, like all three of the big mods I make, so Carset Foam and Unlimited Chisel Works.
Okay.
Yeah, Unlimited Chisel Works was fun because I essentially it was an idea I had for years, but I only got around to it recently. It's a mod which dynamically supports taking chisel patterns and putting them on any block in the game with a few definition files.
Interesting.
So like that way in a day I added support for 25 mods. So you add
That
Unlimited
is-
Chisel Works and now finally all your woods are equal. All your stones are equal, all your dirts are equal, and even some of your sandstones and quartz blocks.
And if you have the
That's
right
cool.
mod, all your dirts are now diamonds.
Puzzle, remember we're past 1.7, it's puzzle now.
I thought it was clay.
Hey, Ristel.
Yeah, clay is more like it.
I'd have F1 enabled so I could take some screenshots.
Vexatos, could you make it detect if like could you make Flamingo detect FTP packs and add clay to the Flamingo recipe you've detected?
If it's FTB, then add clay.
Yeah, you can detect it pretty easily, just check for the creeper host mod.
Wow.
Creeper what?
Oh,
The-
you
the-
don't know
Oh,
the
you
creeper
haven't heard
host
about
mod.
this?
The first modded Minecraft adware.
Oh! Yeah!
You know, I actually did a response to that and installed the PhoneFix code. I had this plan where if the creeper host mod was detected, PhoneFix would add a Flamingo ad on the single player screen.
Yes.
It's actually fully implemented. You can see it on the GitHub. It's just commented out.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it actually took a lot more hacks than adding it to multiplayer. For multiplayer, Forge has an event. No such thing for single player.
Hmm.
So I just
Interesting.
did what I always do and reflected my way to it. You know, I do so much reflection, but sometimes I think we need more self-reflection.
Yeah. And we've got to have a worry in reflection in Java, and I'm thinking, man, if Python was so fucking slow, we should have been using that instead. Because it's way easier. Way easier.
That's a bad thing. Imagine what the
I do
devs
it.
would do if
I
it's so
fucking
easy.
have to do this at work. But then again, it works. We kind of know how it goes, so yeah.
And now think about if Minecraft already runs this badly on Java, how badly it would run on Python, because Python is a very slow language.
Here's a
Here's
very here's
a
a
hint.
quick question that'll fuck with you. How fast would Minecraft run on Common Lisp? And I'm meaning a Steelbank Common Lisp implementation.
Yeah, that's the thing. We would have to basically have coded. Minecraft would have to have been coded on some actually fast language.
Like Common Lisp.
I mean,
Common
Java's
Lisp is
not
actually
that slow. It's just that Minecraft is pretty
Java is
complicated.
an actually fast language, which
I shit you
is the thing.
Okay,
There
why
has to
don't
be a
you-
language that is faster
Why don't
than
you
Java.
code
here's
Minecraft
question
in
on
a
the tier.
common game language?
here's a question. Name a voxel engine with some modding capability, which is faster than
Voxel
Minecraft.
Farm.
Which
No, I
eliminates
mean-
mine test.
Mine test is not really much faster on the GPU because instead
Here's
of
one.
making a custom engine, they use airlift, and on the CPU, it had problems.
Yeah, here's one. Ice Ball.
It doesn't even have textures.
You could add them.
Hello.
Yes, I know, but Iceball is dead,
Yep.
and
Hello?
I'm not reviving it unless
Hello,
I rename
I
it.
hear
You know,
Rolex.
we had
Hi.
Fireball, we had Iceball, now we need Windball. You know, all the elements.
Earth Ball. Just
But
a
Wind
ball
Ball
of dirt.
sounds funnier.
Just what?
Wind Ball
Yeah,
sounds funnier.
Windball is gonna be a fork of Iceball, which adds wind to Ace of Spades. You're gonna have just a wind bar like in Worms in the lower right corner. It's gonna affect your projectile trajectory.
Yeah. You've got 45 seconds to try to shoot someone.
And then someone.
Oh,
and
actually,
then
turn-based Ace of Spades. Don't let like Worms be fucking broken. It's
No,
like,
imagine
oh yeah.
Ace of Spades except turn-based.
So,
It's like, yep. It's like you move a little bit and you fire a shot in someone's head. It missed. Sorry, we're playing with a .75.
Here's the real question: does it also play Ace of Spades by Motorhead at the same time?
Fun facts: the Jagex version of Ace of Spades actually used that song in their trailer.
Nice.
Unfortunately. Oh yeah, actually, Ace of Spades 1.0. You fire a shot in the head. It's like, oh, sorry, the arm blocked it. Fun
You
fact:
know-
arms block headshots in the Jagex version, which is the Steam version. But that doesn't really put the original Voxlab versions in that great a light either. If you shoot someone who is further up or further down, I think it's further up in the player list. If they have a higher number in the player list, and you shoot a bullet that could theoretically hit both of them, it'll hit the guy I think with the highest number or the lowest number. I'm not sure. So if there's someone who's right up in front of you and they're about to kill you, and you shoot them, and there's a guy who's a higher priority, you shoot the guy behind the guy that you're trying to shoot.
Hmm.
why is that a thing?
I don't know.
I
Here's
should
another
also mention the wireless redstone flamingo transfer is also lossy because each flamingo only copies the strength it sees by another flamingo, and there's a there's a 5. They only check every 5 ticks, so the flamingo in front has 5 ticks to reduce its own wiggling strength.
Interesting.
Absolutely wiggling.
And they also have a maximum view distance.
Mm,
I think I turned the tile render distance down.
Yeah.
Well, I did.
yeah, I still haven't found a maintainer for one mod I made, which is the pinnacle of my modding career today.
Pony socks.
I was just about to say-
No, don't worry, I'll keep maintaining that one even if Micro Java Edition
Little
dies.
Mate Mob.
No, that's not mine. Inventory Neko.
And Internet too.
Ah, yeah.
Oh
good point.
yeah,
That mod, like, you know,
that's a great mod.
after I made PhoneFix, I was complaining often because I always wanted to create a good content mod, and you know, PhoneFix isn't exactly a content mod yet. It's been my biggest success to date, and so I wished to make a content mod that could be in some way good and used. And Inventory Neko is actually the very first mod of mine which appeared on 9 Minecraft. And that's when I learned that wishes can often backfire. But
Oh.
yeah, inventory Neko is interesting.
It's on the sub, I'm pretty sure, unless
It
Mothers
is.
removed
Yeah,
it.
we've
It
got
is.
it.
You can show
I
me the
almost
orders.
removed
Just
it.
go to the
I
miscellaneous
will-
tab
Is it still there?
and also get some cake.
Or just, I don't know, sudo apt installer neko.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, but you know,
Oh, they are there. That's good. Neko.
oh, I lost the image
Sakura
for some reason.
Kinemata. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all
Wait.
there.
Neko food items. food
Get
stuffs.
cake. Cake works on everything. He's actually testing.
Sleeping though.
Oh, weird.
So, have you
oh,
considered
so
making
you're in
emotes
creative
positional?
mode. Creative mode inventories are bugged, so I have to blacklist them. You just use a chest.
Hi.
Why? Because otherwise you'd end up with like infinite. You'd end up with it constantly replicating
The
itself.
creative mode inventory
Hey,
has
hello,
broken
hi.
transactions, so they just double up at some point.
Hey, shut up. Hey,
Dank hacks.
That's
have
cool.
any one of you considered making emotes positional as well?
Thinking
Emotes.
what?
Yeah, have you like noticed that like text is filled with
For some reason, it doesn't work
emotes?
with small chests either. What the hell?
Purple text?
It should.
I just tried it. And it's only working with a large chest.
What?
Oh
What are
yeah.
you talking about?
Are you sure? Emma, could you hop over to him and check what's going on?
Chopped out.
I
Good
But
job.
yeah, you
have
go,
no idea
okay,
why I've
da-da-da-da.
never done that, Rorex.
Also, the Nekos actually have pathfinding in them. Have fun.
I know.
There we go. That's one
Oh,
of them.
there we go.
Oh, there we go. There
Yeah,
we all go.
see, okay, so do you want to know how this works in the code?
Is it just basically a naive flood fill?
If you wish. Well, kinda.
Is it
It's
basically
kind-
the
If
same
he says
algorithm
do
they
you
use
wish,
for Tiger
it
Fox?
has to be
Wait, sorry,
worse.
Okay,
not Tiger
so
Fox.
let me go through this quickly. How do you tick? This is going to be a modding question, so all of you modders listen up. How do you tick an item in a player inventory?
There's a method.
Server tick event.
No,
There's a
in a
method.
player inventory.
Yeah, you can do on up,
Like
but
player
that doesn't
tick
fire
event.
every tick.
Cool mod?
It does. I use on updates.
It does. Yeah.
But how do you tick
It,
an
it
item
does
in a
not
non-player
because I found
inventory?
that because I found that
With
out when I
great hack.
You
tried
chunk
adding
load it
something
somehow?
tick sensitive to it.
No. Okay, go. How do you tick it in a non-player inventory?
Casual
have to track
inventory
that
it is,
inventory.
then yeah.
You make
Okay.
it tick. You make a tick on any player that is currently looking at it.
You advance?
Yes, that's actually what I did.
Oh!
Wow.
Okay, now how do you detect what direction the Nekos should go in?
Flood fill.
Yes, more or less. Essentially what I do is I take a list of all the slots and I try to create a rectangle out of the slots. If I cannot create a rectangle, I declare the inventory invalid, so they won't work in, say, a furnace.
Hacks. That would be
But they will
cool.
work in any
That is an option.
chest-like container.
What
I
about
tried it
logistics?
on I tried it on what's it I tried it on Colossal Chests. Didn't really want to know.
How about that?
And,
I just
and
wanted to say
Let's
these
try my crafting
inventory
kit.
things are bloody cute.
I tried this
yes,
thing.
I know, they're a port of a Unix program called Xneco and then the later version Oneco.
Yeah, and I'm
And-
used to the Windows version.
You can still
is
install it
working.
on
Oh my
basically
God.
every Linux distro in
Yeah.
the default package repositories.
Yeah, also, no, it won't work here because, you have the crafting slots.
Ah, okay.
It's working in this big chronic one.
I could probably fix it to some degree, but I'm not interested. No, it won't work. It has to be one contiguous rectangle of non-player slots. If you have any non-player slots where are not a contiguous rectangle, it will not work. But they will work in this.
That's cool. That's very cool.
Yeah, as I said, I have mod support.
Now, what would happen if you used an ender chest?
They do actually work in an ender chest.
Okay.
Interesting.
Try and
As
tick
I
them
said,
class
they
or
tick
anything?
based on server-side containers, so they do
But-
tick, but only as long as someone has it open.
The thing is, they work in a cyber.
I'm curious about that. Could you try?
I just did because it's
Congratulations.
it's just a single line with 6 slots.
And it works.
It works.
I am impressed. I did not think of that.
Wow.
Yes, this is a quality. This is what happens when you put too much effort into your low effort posting.
That's great.
Oh, that's big.
Yes, it is. It's massive.
Yeah, and you can tell that they don't tick when nobody is looking at it by the Freud phone thing that Amadornis has. If you look at an inventory when nobody's looking at it, and they're not moving, clearly. Also, if you drop them with Q, they actually go to sleep if they're a dropped item.
You know how I would have taken the approach where if you wanted to detect whether the item or for the player inventory thing, the way I would have solved it would I would have made a note of the last tick that they were at and then forward simulate.
I considered that, but then I realized that would be a lot of ticks.
Now I want to see whether
you
it
could
works
do
in
some
forestry
mathematical simulations to go, yeah, this should be at this point at this tick, and you can. Yeah. Unless, of course, it turns out that they're actually Turing complete, in which case, fuck.
You know what? I should actually modify the echoes so that they can be Turing complete by their behavior.
That would be interesting, and have an inventory that you can configure to have like detector slots or something like that.
No, it would be fun if the echoes could actually move items around, or even become kind of, yeah. One
That's
thing
like-
I never finished implementing, I planned to make them it possible for them to jump between item frames. Like if you make
That's-
an item
that'd be
frame
cool.
rectangle.
So those things to be able to move items is just about as heretical as it is
Oh, you
for
can't put them
flamingos
in-
to do
in a
anything at
reactor.
all. So
It's gonna try and cook them.
One day they would do something, but yeah. And yeah, that's odd.
They can't be cooked.
Oh,
It's
they
the
can
best.
move items if they'll ever manage to do that. That'll definitely train them to just steal things from other people's bases. The whole army of inventory Nekos with a system of ender chests and everything and whatnot.
It's
Yeah,
about
yeah.
we're going to make economics more useful by making that a reality, by making programmable Nekos as an extension.
That would be interesting.
Sure, support the mod and add programming support in what language are you
Steam.
use? That's all right by me. Go ahead.
Imagine
Are
having
you-
an
are you-
inventory
are you
Neko just
telling me-
infiltrate someone's ME system.
So here's an idea for computronics. So you place a chest, you place your Neko inside, and you place a bottle of nanomachines inside, and the Neko eats it and becomes the nanomachine control Neko.
This is just getting worse and worse
So-
over
so
time.
you
It's not
guys-
improving.
You guys may or may not know, on Sunday I'm hosting a panel on creativity and innovation in modding.
Oh, of course.
Could you guys please join me?
You know what we
Sure.
actually need? Actually, here's another thing. So, inventory Neko needs to be good at needs to somehow detect. It could just be one mod explicitly, but somehow detect when you've got a pipe mod, and be able to actually go into pipes.
I considered that, but you know, the idea I got now is, what if Nekos could drink potions?
Oh, what?
Like a Neko with a potion of invisibility.
You know what?
Potion
Next
of
time-
levitation.
Yeah, next time we're organizing a BTM, we need to get together like a month or two in advance, and we need to
That will
just
never happen.
brainstorm and make a mod with the most ridiculous thing we can come up with.
Yeah, that's what I plan to do. That's
I'm
what I
in.
plan to do as a ghost in the community. I just plan to randomly release a ridiculous mod.
So that's
That works.
actually
Um,
basically what
I'm actually
what
working
happened
on one
during
right
the last.
now. Essentially, I'm using Neptune Pink's list of mod ideas as a base. I've already done it once. Remember inventory buoyancy?
Was
Right.
that actually
yeah.
Neptune's?
That was Neptune's
What?
tweet.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
based on
wow.
Neptune Pink's tweet, and it's a mod where if you jump into the water, it will make your wooden items float up.
Do we have that as well?
This is the
We
most
do not.
bloody useless thing you can think of, but it's still kind of funny.
But you know what's the worst part? People asked me to add balance options to it, and I did.
God
don't
damn.
think we did it.
You have done something wrong when you make a mod as a joke and people want to use it.
That's the story of
Pretty
every
much.
mod
It's
I have
not
ever
something
made.
wrong.
I was going to say, that is par for the course for me.
If you make a joke mod and everyone wants to use it, then you haven't actually done something wrong unless this mod is actually detrimental.
I mean, I have made a mod. It's literally called Are We Endgame Yet? Which added an automatable 9x9 crafting table as an Avariccia add-on, okay?
Okay.
And that's completely ridiculous. I made it for one person as a joke, and it works, and yeah, you shouldn't do it because you all know Avariccia. Now, fast forward 2 months later, there's an actually serious Avariccia add-on adding this as a normal part of its progression.
The
Yeah.
the problem is
Speaking of silly mods, let's talk about pony socks.
It's the best mod. The second best mod.
Yeah, you gotta go quite far back for because there are some better mods. Like,
There's
well,
Pony socks
Flamingo
is
at
actually a mod with a very long heritage. It's over 4 years old.
It's one of the oldest mods, I'm pretty
no,
sure.
Risto, not poly socks, pony socks. As in, you know,
For
horse,
My Little
tiny
Pony
horses.
servers.
Yes, it's a mod
Horse
for
socks.
My Little. It's an add-on for My Little Pony, and I think the only one which is actually an add-on for it. It adds socks with stripes that you can paint,
Please stop.
and you can wear them.
but why?
And you look because you look absolutely adorable in them. That's why.
Especially when you are a pony, apparently. And apparently, Ponent has a pretty big My Little Pony community.
It's
Please
not pretty
stop.
big. It's not pretty big, but yes, we're getting into interesting territory now. Apparently, someone gave you 100 cheers for our discussion, Amadornis.
Yeah, I will find a way to share that if we ever meet. Like,
Okay,
I will buy you like a 10th of an ice cream or something.
You're very generous.
Let's
Anyhow-
each buy each other an nth of an ice cream, where n is the
So-
number of people.
So I made pony socks an April Fool's joke, but apparently this is now the longest mod I have maintained to date. Because it's literally the second mod I ever made. And it's maintained to this day, kind of.
Was internet first?
No, pony socks. Internet's dead.
Yeah, internet's dead, but it was started before, I don't know.
Before pony socks?
Or was before Pony Socks only your Minecraft classic thing?
No, that was a mod which I made quickly in ModLoader, an economy add-on which added a coin item. That's it.
Okay.
It was my first released mod technically, but let's face it, it's nothing.
My
as for
first mod is OC Maps, which is a mod for a mod.
And you haven't gone far enough you haven't gone far enough until you make a mod
course.
for a mod for a mod.
Yeah.
Computronics is a Greg Check add-on.
Unlimited Chisel Works is an add-on for 25 mods at the same time.
Computronics too.
No, it's only for like 15.
Well, 15 for a version, but across all 6 versions.
Anyhow,
Vixatos, did you see my whisper?
Sorry, I don't think I did.
so the config options are for inventory buoyancy that I mentioned earlier. Easy mode, that's what it's called in code, and in the description it's omit item in hand, exempts the item in the player's hand. Because if you're
Oh.
holding, say, a boat and you go in water, the boat would go up because it's made out of wood.
That is fair. That is fair.
There's hard mode, which makes items float both ways. So if you're in the water, the wooden items would go up and the rest would go down.
Oh.
What happens if you're falling? The items go into the middle of your inventory.
And
all
there's
get-
item movement speed, which controls the item movement speed. And the best part about the mod is that it actually has it actually has cross mod integration. Because
What kind
Better
of
with mods
cross-modding?
has an item buoyancy system.
Huh.
And so if
Well.
BWM is present, we actually use their list of what items to float.
That's cool.
Yeah, as I said, I put way too much effort into my joke mods. More than I do into my regular mods.
I mean, that's not
You see, no
inherently
wonder
bad.
people want to play with it.
So what's this about floating items?
Okay, yeah, but I already have an idea for another joke on what I'm gonna try to reveal it just yet, though. I do plan to sit down and make a release of it eventually.
Oh boy.
But all I can tell you is it's from Neptune Pink's list.
That is a long list.
Yes, but it is from that list, and you can already just cross one item out because I made inventory
You already
buoyancy.
made it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually considering stealing some ideas.
I wonder if we need
there's-
OC Risk 5.
That would be cool.
I've been looking through the latest spec. There's an amusing rant about short rant on the 128-bit section because they have a loose definition, fairly loose definition.
New
me to read
mod. Client side missing chunks become server side missing chunks. Haven't I missed that one?
Someone might actually get around to fixing client-side missing chunks at that point.
Yeah.
Well,
it
we are
fixes the
fixing.
bug.
They're not missing from the client anymore. They're missing from the server as well.
Yeah, if you guys wanted an amusing read though, or an interesting read the Risk 5 spec. Especially the section, like they have lots of notes about things, but they're talking about the chapter on RV128i, which is a variant of the Risk 5 ISA supporting a flat 128-bit address space. You want me to read the note?
Go on.
The spec. Having a look at the spec, it's they could probably go up to 512 bits.
Wow.
By the way, me being stuck on the ground, that's the server's a little bit. It kind of bugged onto me.
You're enjoying a
we pair
nice
it with
swim.
Yeah, we pair it with a Squake and Concrete, and Squake and Concrete tend to clash.
Dragging your face on the floor.
Hi there, Benny.
That is one way to clean the floor. Also, hey, Bennymatic. How's it going?
Oh, hey!
Hello.
I can gain so much
Hello.
speed doing this shit that I can actually take off into the air. Yeah, I'd love this to be a feature.
Dying.
Okay, so
Sometimes I have to jump to give it speed.
You know, we're not far away from having more people here than in the main channel.
Oh, we're not. Yeah, no.
Let's move into another channel.
Oh, Free Tusk is en route. We could ask him to join.
Up to you.
Hey, staff in this room, can you say I?
Hello.
Jay, I'm not sure if I'm actually staff or proper staff. It was just one of the
Well-
early guys
Well,
who apparently writes code.
you definitely have a lot of stuff on BTM.
I'm
Oh,
not marked as staff, but I do think.
I have some of the fancy permissions. I do have world edit permissions and some other things. that I
It's
am
just
set.
that currently there
wore
is
off.
I'm talking to Vex, and poor Vex is running about trying to fix some whitelist issues in booths because some of the booths have their interactables locked.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Vex said he wanted to do them himself as well.
Yeah, because it's his mod that handles them.
Yeah, it was his
The
thing.
You
thing
don't
is,
talk.
I would like to keep track of everything that's whitelisted, which is why I'm doing it myself, which is why I ask every modder to give me a list of things they want
Yeah.
whitelisted in their booths, and some modders didn't do that.
Mhm.
I think next
Yeah.
time it should just be mentioned on the page itself under information on the website that it should
Yeah,
be
it
done like
wasn't
that.
agreed.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
Because
probably
I don't
should,
think
but,
it was clear
you know,
for a lot of people that needed to be done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but BTM Moon is chaos.
It always is, but that doesn't mean it can be
Yeah.
organized chaos.
Of course,
That's
it
true.
means
Actually,
yeah, it could be
kind of,
organized.
it's actually
it's chaos,
reverse
but there's
chaos now.
organization.
Because
Or-
during BTM 15,
So,
there was no conventional, everyone could do everything, so that was chaos, and now no one can do anything,
Yeah.
so it's reverse
But,
chaos.
you know, it worked out because remember Cyanide X's Infernal Skies booth?
Yes, that was
I would
pretty
have
cool.
never agreed to that. He was just
What
lucky
happened?
because it was 3 a.m. and I was asleep, and the only staff member who was awake gave him a yes because he didn't really care, I think.
what was Infernal Skies?
It was that mod pack that Cyanide X was helping out with, or working on, or something.
Did that actually ever get released?
I don't remember.
And then it got forgotten because no one gave a shit about it.
Democus.
Hmm. It did actually look pretty good.
It was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check it out at some point, even if it's for an older version.
Do you have any BTM memories, like just on a tangent here?
I do.
Go. Let's have a BTM memories session.
Yeah, that one time where we kicked pretty much everyone on the server that wasn't within a 16 block radius of my booth.
What?
What?
Yeah, apparently combining Buildcraft and frames was not a good idea. It kept sending tons and tons of packets, and the people that weren't close enough didn't get them all in time. So
Oh.
their network pipeline got backlogged, and the server
Oh.
just kicked them out.
Magnificent.
Yeah.
I think Sangar was the one to blame for that because he enabled the timer way too fast.
Well, this reminds me. I haven't seen that weird the opacity bug that I was seeing when we were building for 16.2.
I
There
saw it
was
when we were
at 16
building
points.
early before I dropped off of BTM Moon. I remember that we had the opacity bug still.
Damn.
Not on blocks, but on the player hand. Did that ever get fixed?
Every time I fly to the top of the Dark Tower in the Twilight Forest booth, it just gets spooky with all those Carmenite gaslings there.
Oh yeah, the thing is,
You-
nobody's going
You
to.
seem to like I was saying the word Carmenite a lot.
The thing is, people
Carmenite?
don't tend to test their mods with, say, debug versions of the Mesa drivers, which basically means that every time there's an error, it spits it out into your console. Because otherwise, you would see, oh, GL begin, GL end. Oh, I should fix this. Or GL begin, GL end error. I should find out why this is happening.
So, speaking of BTM memories, do you remember the spectacular bug of BTM 16.1?
Of course,
Literally
we tried to.
spectacular.
What the dodgy, what the chunk that just we had to set up a command block to
No.
spam.
No, we're talking about the literal spectacular bug.
Literally
The bug with the
spectacular.
spectacles.
The FPS dropper.
Oh,
I
the
do
one
not
where
recall
if you
that,
put
I
on
don't-
glasses, it would
Yes.
see the
So
yes,
so
and
when
and the only occasion when it was appropriate to tell Mess to take off his clothes.
so so do you remember?
No, that's
back
literally
in
how I debugged it. I was just staring at Mess when we found out that he was the cause of the bug, and I just told him to take off his clothes, and he did, and that stopped the lag.
So the reason was back in 2015, right before BTM, there was the common knowledge that wearing forestry spectacles was pretty bad on your FPS, but no one really knew why. And it didn't matter that much, and it actually didn't matter that much until you have more than 20 people in range. So
yeah, I mean,
basically, what
they
it was,
fixed it.
it rendered this special stuff that forestry spectacles happen to render once for every player on the client.
Oh god, that's terrible.
So not just once, but once for every player the client has currently loaded. And not just that, but it also renders it for every client in range of that player wearing spectacles. So every
How
player
did
near
that
a
slip
player
by?
wearing spectacles renders the spectacle runs the spectacle renderer once for every player in range.
That is terrible.
That was absolutely terrible, but no one really noticed because either you play in single player and it has no effect, or you play on a server and there's at most one other person nearby, so then it lags a little bit. So that's one of those bugs you can only find on big servers, which was extremely hilarious.
I mean, after
remember
all,
the
this
chunk
is the
fucking
bug
out.
testing marathon. So.
We had a dodgy chunk, and I had to stay the hell away. We had to all stay the hell away from it, and that was when I ended up going, maybe. Like I'd set up a computer, and there were a couple of things. I actually had a Ray Marcher, which unfortunately I don't think ever got shown, but that shit was cool. But
I actually found the Ray Marcher files today.
Oh, awesome! But yeah, the other thing was we got the
I'm
original
gonna
black
catch you
and
all on
white.
the ball pit.
We got the original.
See ya.
All right, see
Yeah.
ya.
Bye.
An extra free hour in the ball pit. But yeah, so I was working on getting the original Bad Apple video working, and then someone decided to spoil it. And I think that was mostly kept under wraps. I was like, oh fuck. So I was chatting to ASM, I was thinking maybe I don't remember exactly how it went, but it ultimately boiled down to I could probably get it working with the color version. And the bit where I made with ASC was if I
Yes,
challenge
if
was
you
for
get
me.
it working, I changed my avatar to an Cherno of your choosing for 1 month.
Yeah, which I think the reference was a Cherno's Perfect Maths class had to be the one that would work.
Yeah, and I think it was all because of Exetus.
What did I do?
You
By
posted
the
the
way,
black and white Black Apple on #BTM, which made me very angry.
Because you didn't tell
By the
me.
way,
So
in case
we
anyone
decided
was-
to. Yeah, so I wanted to one-up everyone, and I asked Grease Monkey to make a color version.
Yeah, so by the way, for everyone's reference, the way you pronounce it is Vexatus.
Vexatus, yes.
No, it is not. Not now that
Yes.
I
You
officially
don't talk, so you don't have an opinion.
Now that I officially don't talk, I can say you pronounce it Vexatos. And that is the only way to pronounce
Yes,
it.
Vexatus, we cannot hear you because you do not talk.
Just because I'm German doesn't mean I only speak in umlauts.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
It would be you and do.
You,
Hi, Freedusk. Keep it up. I couldn't join the server. A friend had to give me his computer via remote access so I could make an opening keynote.
See, that actually all happened within like an hour of him
Yes.
poking me. Like,
Yes,
Yeah,
I just
he
told him,
didn't have time to
hey,
prepare
Amadornis,
anything.
I'm going to make a talk.
Yeah, actually, BTM 6, the original. This will probably be the first BTM where I am actually part of the event, sort of. Kind of.
Yes,
Like,
but you don't have a panel this time.
I could have. There's probably room for one.
I swear,
Do you want me to
like,
get you on the
There
list?
is room for a
don't
lot
do
of them.
another 3 a.m. DFPWM panel that nobody recorded.
Yeah. At least I'll record. I think I did quickly cover that the BTM 16.2 one.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So basically, nothing of value was lost.
Actually, a lot was lost from BTM 15 because the first day doesn't have a good recordings at all.
Oh right.
So those are
not the Eclipse versus IntelliJ debate, which
that is actually lost completely. We don't even have a low quality copy of it. All
yeah,
I
wasn't
have
it
is
something
Ouch.
like everyone
all I
basically?
have is a single screenshot, I believe.
Yeah, who did
It
someone
was like this. So
actually try to?
we're supposed to hold an Eclipse versus Idea war on BTM 15 at 7 a.m. on the second day. And there are 4 modders signed up, but only 2 showed up. And I was like, I went to the stage, so I said, okay, hi, and the other one said hi, and I said, okay, so I use IntelliJ IDEA. I think it's the best Java IDE. And what do you use? And he said IntelliJ IDEA, and I also think it's good. And I said, okay, thank you for the panel. Bye. And I sat there for 15 minutes before someone from the back row quietly said that they use Eclipse.
I mean,
and you
nowadays, basically everyone uses IDEA unless they are called Abaddoners.
I use
Yeah,
them.
I use Eclipse for my current set of projects. I'm moving to IDEA slowly.
I do
The
use
Super
like,
Secret
I'll
mod's
use
already
IDEA
in
some for a little bit of it, but I do actually much prefer to use them when I can.
I really just didn't find a good reason to switch to IDEA for a long time. I
Yeah,
still
you have
haven't.
no idea why you would switch.
The debugger is just
Class reloading slow though. That was my main issue
Yeah,
when I switched.
that is my main issue with IntelliJ.
IntelliJ has the best of the mode I've ever seen in something that isn't a Vi.
You haven't experienced slow class reloading until you've run a Scala program like Open Computers in IntelliJ and tried to hot
Yeah,
The
this
only
is why you
time
don't
I've
code
ever
in
done
Scala.
Scala. The only time
So,
I've ever
yes.
done
He
Scala was when I
kind of
Fun
ported it.
fact.
dead.
Fun fact: Scala hot swapping on DCEVM works.
I wonder
It
who else
does.
is streaming right now.
It works for most things, and that is scary and cool at the same time.
Dark is
Interesting.
streaming, Copy Girl is streaming. Let's see what they're up to. And Josh is doing it as stream.
Let's
Yeah, I'm
just-
streaming and not sure who else.
Let's
At least on
see.
Twitch.
I don't know how much bigger
I
Project
was
Red
still
is,
at
but
fucking
that takes
10
it
TPS.
quite a while.
Also,
Alright,
in case someone didn't know, yes, everything you're saying is being recorded and it's actually being enjoyed by 30-something people.
26 actually.
All right,
34 according to my dashboard.
26 according to mine.
26 according to what I
What's
can see.
fucking
Yeah,
So
26.
who's streaming? Because we could possibly head to the and it might. I'm actually curious. It may choke the server. The sound's probably going to be arse.
Do you want
But
me to give it a
whatever.
go?
Who cares?
Right now, Amadonas almost has more viewers than we have people on the server.
What?
That is surprising.
Yeah,
Wait,
What
so.
now?
on every other BTM we had 4 viewers on the streams tops.
Should we give Amma another?
But now
however
we
many
have a
people?
Minecraft version slow enough that people cannot join the server.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got a great idea.
See,
for
this
a,
is how we
mod,
drag
actually.
viewers in. Just make it so nobody can join the server. We're doing
Okay,
exactly
that's
what
fine.
we're doing what Mojang does with Minecon.
What?
Essentially.
You make it so that you got to have so much money that you can't join.
No,
Sure,
essentially,
no.
there is no physical event, so you have to go to the online one and watch the stream.
Yeah, but see, we also have a physical and online split, except it's physical virtual and online virtual. You know, watching a stream is not the same as being there. And I swear, one of these days I have to rent an Oculus Rift from one of my friends and try it in VR.
Someone did
I'm
ask
actually
me to
getting an
install
HTC
the
Vive next
server
weekend.
side mod for it.
I've got.
Yeah, next weekend, just in time for BTM Moon.
Oh.
No, I'm getting it
no.
for Black Friday.
I probably
Words.
shouldn't have turned on anaglyph. Fuck, that wasn't good. Minecraft lost link. Hang on. It's
What
For
happened?
people getting Spectrac classes crashes, the guy said he was looking into it, but I haven't had a fix, so.
Oh, that's why it says it's lost link, because it has to restitch all the fucking textures if you change that setting. It's forced close. Yeah, I'm quite happy to lose my data. You know what anaglyph is, right?
Wow, that is a name I haven't seen in ages. Chocohead is on the server.
What?
He's been around.
Yeah, he's been.
So I've got a mod idea.
He put basically all his mods on BTM with booths.
So
Wow.
I've got a great mod idea. So I've been playing a lot of Thug Pro, and what would be great would be being able to add a skateboard and then just start skating around on it as if you were actually playing Thug Pro, with all the fucking glitches. That would be amazing.
Yeah, have fun trying that on Minecraft's laggy engine.
Oh god, more
No,
tomatoes.
you just make sure that the physics are all done in client side. Like, well, the actual physics. But yeah, because the way and being able to just grind corners and shit like that, and I actually had an idea of doing this earlier, actually, but then yeah. But yeah, being able to actually just fucking grind it, well, being able to butt slap off things, and neuro plants and shit like that. That would be a lot of work to work out how to actually get all the physics right.
Probably, considering the crappy physics engine in Minecraft.
Maybe, Emma, maybe you should leave the room and see what's happening elsewhere at the convention, because there's a lot of people still on.
I mean, my
Go
booth
for a
is
walk.
the most popular one at the moment. I'm proud of that.
Yeah,
And it's just a bunch of junk that's not even properly placed and organized.
yeah, which is why it's the best booth. It's a super secret booth.
I'm not doing this. Where are you from?
I'm Spanish.
It's basically the hipster
Okay.
of booths.
I was thinking Scottish, but whatever.
What?
No, I get my accent from many people in many places.
Really?
And just not
Scottish.
even remotely Scottish.
What are
But
people
I
up to? That's what I'm
don't
curious
think I
about.
sound Scottish.
It's not even remotely Scottish.
What?
I just happen to know a Scottish guy, and Acey's probably familiar with him as well.
What? What mean what?
There's a guy running around on a pig here. This
I'm
is
sorry,
mildly
it's
terrifying because it's going backwards.
It's 2 a.m. and I'm kinda losing
You tried
attention.
to make shit and change violence. If you wrote
I'll probably go to sleep very soon, but I'm responding to messages from a friend.
These pigs going backwards is one of the most terrifying things I've seen yet.
So,
Where are they?
Could someone just link me that mod list where it's like we're supposed to vote on one of four things to get possibly implemented into Minecraft? Like, someone
Huh?
linked me a list of 4 mods, but it was like 4 mods for one person, and I don't think that was the list. Apparently, there's a list of mods that Jeff will be looking at. People are voting on them as to
I
what
think
should
it's
be.
tomorrow. Well, the voting, I assume, is tomorrow.
Yeah. That'll be during the Minecraft.
Yeah, and don't
Stream.
forget, during BTM Money, we'll be able to vote on one of 4 mods to be ported to 112. The other 3 will be lost forever.
You have a problem
Unless
with
you
that,
go
Vex?
find another mod that adds them, which is probably going to happen regardless.
No, because the 4 mods do not have alternatives.
Is one of them
Sure.
Buildcraft?
No, that one's gonna come out next month, I hope.
Oh, you're saying mods, not mobs anymore.
Mods, Minecraft mods that will end up in Minecraft
Oh.
112.
Oh boy.
So
Are we
I guess
voting for that?
I guess I can introduce mod A, Logistics pipes.
Oh boy.
It's a wonderful mod which adds advanced engineering capabilities using one of the most powerful pipe systems. You should vote for this mod, because if you don't, half of the Buildcraft fanbase will probably destroy you.
Do you actually have permission to do something like that?
Logistics pipes, yes. And I don't need permission, I can just do the intermediary trick.
Fair. Does that actually work?
I can try. So that is mod A. If you have any other ideas on mod, then just go ahead and throw them. Okay, I know.
Endernet 2.
Mod.
No, mods have to be ported. They have to be ported, not remade.
Endernet
I don't
1.
think you give too many shits about.
I love how earlier Poppy said that he needed mobs to put backpacks on, and then it suggested some from Twilight Forest, and he was like, none from Twilight Forest though. And now we just go to the booth and they're all from Twilight Forest. It's like, okay.
Mod. No, I'm not gonna port Ender.io. I only port good mods.
Wow.
You only port high quality mods.
No, I didn't mean it that way. What I mean is, Ender.io has a use, and it's alright, but I never liked the conduits, and I especially never liked the redstone conduits. They're very efficiently coded. But you know, it's a good mod, it has some good ideas. It's just not the kind of mod that I enjoy or would want to have ported.
So let's just do a combo of equivalent exchange, red power, and sidecraft all together.
You could port the Flamingo mod to the next snapshot.
I'm working on a fabric version just for that, yes.
To be fair,
that's actually
going anyway.
It hasn't been touched for 6 months.
Anyhow,
I was thinking. To be fair, we were quite close to getting. What's it called?
What should well, okay, Ender.io can be mod B, so on BTM Moon you can vote for mod B, Ender.io. It is a mod which adds awesome conduits. All of them are awesome except the redstone ones, as well as many machines. You should vote for this mod, because if you don't, maybe we'll have something innovative on 112.
Wait, what mod is this?
Ender.io.
Ender.io. Having a look at this, the conventional
So those
thing.
two I have permission for. Let's think what other mods exist out there that I would have permission for.
Why? All right. So this is
the
Minecraft
1.4.7 missed referrals.
I don't have permission for Zycraft unless you can get it to me.
So Vexatus, one thing. Whitelist stored server-side in JSON, easy to modify manually. My experience with Ace of Spades, Pi Spades things, and Ice Ball suggests that JSON is not actually easy to modify.
Yes, but everyone says it is, so I must write it down.
On BTM Moon, you can vote for mod C, Railcraft.
Railcraft would actually be nice.
Rails and many machines that you can use to process those rails. You should vote for this mod because it has the best code base out of the lot, and so it would make my life a lot easier.
CJ is actually working on a 1.11 pod.
Let it die.
CJ is working on a 1.11 pod, and a 1.12 pod will be easy after that.
No. There's the intonation booth.
Okay, here's one. Why not for mod D, flat signs?
Yes.
No.
Mods I was missing on this TM. Number 1, flat signs. Number 2, flat signs. Number 3, flat signs.
We need more flat signs, guys, come on.
Okay, on BTM Moon, you can vote on mod D, flat signs. It adds flat signs. You should vote on this mod called flat signs.
If you don't, there will be no
Since
more
we need to one up Mojang, we actually need a mod E.
I think you should vote
Why do
for
we need
flat
a mod E?
I think you should vote for mod D, flat signs, or else I'll flat line.
Can we do something with like
E?
these talented voice people for
What?
the actual event.
Can we do a spoof of the mind conversion
New Zealand
thing?
flag
Like,
debate. Yes.
Essentially,
Killer, do you want to have a question? What time zone are
I
you
think
in?
the
What
I think
time
mod
zone
E
I'm
should
in?
be
God,
red peak.
I have no
Community
idea what
choice.
time zone I'm in anymore with BTM Moon setup.
Are you in the US?
Sure.
Okay, that answers everything. Thank you.
I'm
So
in
yeah, mod
any
E
time
should be
zone.
red
Let me put
peak.
it like
it's
this.
not a Minecraft mod, it's a flag, which didn't win.
What?
Oh, there's cars.
Xbony 2, Ender IO doesn't suck. Well, okay.
only the conduits and everything else do.
Yeah, the conduits can technically suck items, if that's what you mean.
See, basically, I have a very flexible schedule, and I will be available at any and all time, almost. I have a very...
Okay, no, because I was thinking getting you to record the voting spoof, like to play before Minecon Earth.
That was absolutely your idea.
Yes.
Sure,
Yes.
I mean, if you want me to, I guess I'll let my voice just write me out a script and I'll play it.
I should actually try and send you the script for the super secret mod announcement and see if I can pull off a trailer in like a day.
Good luck.
While
We
streaming.
need to get the TPS fixed.
Send me a
before we-
Do
snippet
live
of it.
action. Do live action. Just do it all in
Yeah,
one take.
send me a snippet of the text and I'll read it out right here, right now for you, see if it fits or not. Because you wouldn't want me to do
it
the whole
fits.
thing. You wouldn't want me to do the whole thing and then come up with, like, nah, it's not what I'm looking for.
Well,
Yeah,
let
it
it
is.
be
2 a.m.
live.
I'm
let it
regretting
be-
everything.
Let it be live action, but because this is BTM, live action means it's action in Minecraft. I mean, we have the Aperture mod installed, so we could do
No,
it.
you should do live action,
Yeah,
Avalornis.
just do it while recording me in game with about 12 TPS and
Do it with sock
20
puppet.
frames.
Look, Avalornis,
Yes,
we're talking
exactly.
about Ice 2. Even if you do something absolutely silly, nobody will be able to tell it's you.
That is true. I was actually gonna make a more or less high production value trailer for it.
Oh god,
Yeah,
So-
high
AC,
production value in
have
this
you-
community, so anything above $0.
Essie, have you seen
It,
the
it
new
involves
image?
After Effects.
Have
you
you
actually
seen the
seen
new
something
image
play?
renderer that Gamax and Ristel did?
What image render?
A new and improved, better than CTIF.
What?
Just a simple...
That's a
What?
good reaction.
Yeah, there's nothing better than CTIF unless it's made by Grease Monkey.
For some reason, it works a lot
Or
better on
has a-
things
Okay,
that
here's
have
a very
text
I
in
actually
them.
recently made a new converter for it, but it's probably not as good as Maid or Dog.
I actually
Um,
have a very important question, okay? Grease monkey. Are you a monkey covered in grease, or are you grease in the form
That's
of a
not an
monkey?
important question.
Yes,
The
it
answer
is.
is no.
He's a Firefox add-on.
Oh. Well, that works
okay,
as well,
so
I mean-
can I see this better than CTIF?
It's probably not quite as good. Post there.
Because I
I'm not
don't
even.
believe it's
I've
better
not
than
even
CTIF.
tested. I've not even tested the actual CTIF part yet. It apparently does create a CTIF image. I will just.
Yeah, if it creates a CTIF image, we can actually use it in my presentation viewer program.
Yeah.
No,
except
so-
is it?
So we could do a live comparison. You can vote on image converter A.
Okay.
Dog.
This is
what-
apparently called OC pick.
Yeah,
Look,
what they do is apparently they take 10 years to compile an image file, and then it produces a minified Lua file, and you only need to run the Lua file.
Okay,
It basically makes a Lua file, setting every and filling every pixel as efficiently as possible manually, one by one.
How is it better than CTIF though?
I don't know. It works a lot better on things with sharp contrasts like text.
If you want that,
And-
you can just fiddle with the dithering settings and CTIF. There's parameters for that.
I'm aware, and I've tried a lot.
But CTIF has been optimized for art and photos. Like my Lena is essentially my figurine of Nano Shinonome.
Yeah, I am aware. So, in the main OC hall, you can see two images: the Selene logo, which is drawn by Gamax92, and the Flamingo, which is drawn with
Since I'm not
CTIF.
on the server, could you go see those images and show them up in full screen?
Yep, give me a moment.
Uh-huh.
So-
Thanks.
Mainly because
So that's
one is
my
a
converter
blur
in
and the
action.
other one is a image.
I could possibly.
Theater mode, good.
So
Also, I
this is
need
the one
to
that I've been using. It's actually mostly the part. Well, it's partly so I can. No, it's not. It's partly so I could test the. So I could test my Well, it was partly writing this to learn Common Lisp. So yeah. It takes about.
I have a question about this. Why did you design this layout in a way which makes it impossible to get around?
I didn't join the server until today.
Oh.
Actually, it was all Amadonis' fault.
Okay, I believe you because you can't talk.
I blame Poppy or something. I have no idea who made it. I also joined after it was done.
This is such a mess.
Yeah, this is pretty hard to
I'm
navigate,
sure.
actually.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't Mess who designed it. Have you seen the forestry, the extra bees booth? It's incredibly.
No, I cannot
Official
go
FTB
around
wiki.
booths. I do not have a computer capable of joining the server.
I don't know. Did you see Amadonis see it?
No, because I was only half paying attention at the time. I mostly saw the
Because
Twilight
the
Forest.
forestry booth is. I'm pretty sure the forestry and Benny's booth
Also,
is
Gamex,
most likely.
Seated has a better palette generator than Dog.
Forestry booth is
Citation
right
needed.
along with Twilight Forest booth.
I'm pretty sure mine is better.
They are way too much effort.
It's K means, but it takes into account the existing colors in the Open Computers palette, which Dog does not do. So it actually makes. So it gets the 16 colors which are most different from the 240 already existing colors. So this is. I know it's not a primary source, but I hope it's good enough.
Why? I'm just getting back to the same spot all the time.
Where do you want to go? We can open computers.
Who designed this? Is like I thought it's not possible to create a more like BTM 16.2.0 was a very laggy layout, but it was also the most intuitive. This is the total opposite.
No, it's not the total opposite because it's still pretty laggy. We have a rather somewhat constant 10
this
TPS.
was all constantly loaded in a circle for a moment.
Yeah.
So this is a bit better on FPS, but a lot worse on TPS. But that might also just be the different mods.
So where is Celine? Or in fact anything?
Well, the Selene booth is right along where the Psycho S booth is.
If you go there, I will TP to you.
I am here. Like I'm there right now.
Colors. Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible, Gamex. It's not a bad approach, but it's terrible.
Yeah, my one just doesn't bother with the extra colors. Well,
Yeah,
also the Common Lisp one.
That looks interesting.
I care.
Well, yeah,
Okay, that Celine logo. Hang on.
For Dog though, I do care.
Oh, they just use characters. That's why. I never did that for a reason. I always preferred having same-sized pixels instead of this. Also, this means that this algorithm would probably bail pretty hard on art, like, drawings that are sufficiently.
I mean,
look at this flamingo.
I can restart the program if you want. You can see how it renders. It's pretty interesting. It has basically multiple passes.
Also, something I have which they don't. I have a 160 by 100 Open Computers viewer that reads PNG files directly.
Nice.
160 by 100.
Yeah, I fixed yours, so it uses the background and foreground, and I also cleaned up the code.
Sweet. Awesome.
So, you can
so basically, and you don't need a data card for it because I actually bothered to write a deflator.
But the data card makes it faster.
Yeah.
Oh god.
But yes, you can now technically, at a lower resolution, load PNG images from the internet to Open Computers.
That's pretty good.
I was wondering why I didn't see you, Amadonis, but you're in spectator mode.
You can also unpack zip files now.
Using the same code, pretty much.
Magic.
Yes.
And we use that for
For the best thing ever. You should demo it, but it will take a while to install.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
sure where the
interesting.
hell it is.
You might make some people angry with it. So do you want to make some people angry?
Sure.
The actual summoning booth.
I mean, the people who
way
I'm going to
over
make
there,
angry,
but-
I'm gonna also have to point out that their preferred
You-
mod is a piece of shit,
You can't.
and they won't even believe me. But that's because they don't. That's because
the
they don't
program
know any
stops
better.
again as soon as you press a button, so that's why.
It is a nice approach, yes, but as I said, it's a question of preference. I like my pixels. I like my pixels a lot. So the program we're talking about is something we have developed in its team. It's a get a computer.
Should we point out it's the same thing that was used at a BTM, Pico BTM
Pico
16.3?
BTM, and you might remember what it is. Hammer?
But
Do you know what
basically,
we used at Pico BTM?
I don't think I was at Pico BTM.
Okay, so yeah, you were at Minecon.
yeah.
Wait, what? No, was that that wasn't
was-
2015.
No, that was 2016. Okay.
Yeah, I was just busy. That was
Okay.
actually PAX, wasn't it?
So if you could get a room and a computer at that room and a
Come
floppy
with me.
drive.
Should we just use where's a good place? There was actually a 10 thread sort of office, but that's no longer attached. I don't even know if it still exists.
This screen here has CTIF on it, so if you want.
No, not CTIF. We want
Or ice, right? We want to show
no,
off
we
ice.
want
plenty of room
a
down here.
computer with internet and a disk drive.
Yes.
Plenty of room here.
Follow me.
That goes with Exeter's.
Down here.
Boopy boop. Never mind the evil stuff.
I'm going to try to remember how to install it, but as I said, I'm tired. I'm sleepy, so I'm not going to stay for very long.
That's fine. By the way, we did already get a complaint on Reddit saying that the floor plan is terrible.
Yes, it is terrible.
BTM dimensions confirmed 2018.
Whoever,
I think what you mean
designed
is the floor/wall plan, because you're not entirely sure what's floor and what's wall.
It is hard to distinguish.
Someone complained about the website.
Yeah, they
stuff.
will. They will do that. And
How can you complain about such a beautiful
But you
thing?
know very
It
well
is
that
great.
the rule for hosting a BTM is to have a silly website. That's like law.
it is.
Well, Unscribed broke it, but
You know, the next BTM website just look like the new Curse website.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
I got a great
copying
idea.
it.
Yes.
And have adverts.
We could
Yeah,
totally
and,
go.
and again,
download
and we should have no
malware.
download button for the mod pack.
You know what I would love to do though? If we are able to do like a Java shit laden website, which we could also make sure that the site works fine and net surf and links and all that stuff by having the functionality optional.
Anyhow,
Make it look like Windows 3.1.
anyhow, the golden screen should be enough. But now, Vexidus, are you running the computer?
Yeah, so-
Next, install OPPM from a loot disk. Emma, you might want to be showing the screen just so we know what's up.
I'm pretty sure I know how to install OPPM.
You know how to install OPPM, right?
I'm not sure. I mean, I wrote it, but
Insert a loot disk and then type install OPPM into the computer.
oh, thank God, I didn't know that. That is almost easy.
Almost easy.
Yes, that's how you can describe open computers as a whole. Almost easy.
You actually
Okay,
have no
now-
idea how many people struggle with typing
Okay, now
install
you have to
OPPM.
wait for this to finish installing, and then so we're installing a package manager now, Amadornis. It's called OPPM, Open Programs Package Manager.
Yeah.
We're
I've
gonna
seen
use
it
it
before,
to.
I've
We're
just
gonna
never
use
used
it to. Okay, now type in OPPM install MPT.
Are we going to do a live stream?
No,
Yes.
we are. Yeah, right now we are installing a package manager using a package manager.
Yes, we're using the like Magic's packaging tool using Open Programs Package Manager. Because XKCD standards comic.
Yes.
two
there's
different
justification.
repos with two different approaches. OPPM is
I
more like
wonder if it
APT
still
and
works,
MPT is more like
actually.
Pac-Man.
It's been over a year since we tried this. I wonder if it still works.
What about CC installer? Is that even still a thing? You know, the proprietary installer.
Proprietary software
Okay,
on my
okay,
open
now
source
MPT
computer, it's more likely than you think.
Okay.
Get your free check now.
Okay, now MPT dash large S small y. I think that's the route.
Yes, it is. But which program?
SY for now because we need to sync. And the program is CraftOS.
Oh yeah, so yeah,
I
proprietary
remember
software.
This is great.
Is this going where I think it's going?
Yes, it is. It is
Yes,
brilliant.
it's exactly. But you'll see how
It's
fun
more
it is
brilliant
soon.
than you think it is.
Watch.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Okay, now.
Is it going to do the actual entire UI?
Run it. Just run the command.
Can someone please stop poking it? Jesus.
No, you messed up. Just CraftOS. Just type in mptsi CraftOS. The dash installer might be needed.
Oh boy.
And Magic Burger.
Okay,
Pretty
or
sure.
CraftOS. I'm not sure. We'll see if it's CraftOS or CraftOS dash installer. What?
It is
Does it
CraftOS
supposed to be
installer,
dash
but it
installer?
currently fails downloading the package list, which means
Okay.
MPT is down.
Give me a minute.
So we use the package manager to install a package manager to install a package manager.
We install the package
And-
manager to install a package manager to install an installer for an operating system.
Yeah.
With a package manager.
So it's the OpenOS package manager install, so which then we use for OPPM, which is
I'm
a package
working on it.
manager, which is used to install the package manager MPT, which is used to install CraftOS
It's package
installer.
managers all the way down. But I think MPT is down. I think that means that MPT is dead. I think maybe. I don't know.
It's just mpt dash s, no y.
The Y
And-
is just the yes option.
But it doesn't work, as you can see. Just don't edit it. Just mpt dash s CraftOS dash installer or CraftOS or something.
You type CraftOff instead of CraftOS.
CraftOff. That's like a new insult. Go CraftOff.
Try without installer.
Go
Well, that's
craft
not
yourself.
working.
CraftOS.
I think it's actually gone.
Just CraftOS without the installer.
No.
Try that.
That doesn't work either.
Oh boy, hang on.
How again do you list packages?
And they should just mute
Minecraft would be a
themselves.
good name for a knockoff. Oh, did it install? Oh shit.
Okay, I got Mag to debug.
So
Neither of them are.
right. The server kind of shat itself, did it? Oh wait, no.
Okay,
Server seems to be okay.
I'm with Magic on
I somehow
TeamSpeak
got
and
booted.
he's relaying things to me now. What are you doing? Just
Nobody
don't look at the
knows.
MPTDB, I think that's a bad idea.
It's just a Lua table.
Okay, I have an idea.
One of these days, I'm going to reach the point where the only time
run
I
this
use the
command from Mumble. Then run these
Somebody
two commands.
run that command. That's not me because I'm gonna mess it up.
Okay, Vexatos. Magik, this won't break the existing MPT, right? We can do it if the MPT is installed. Okay, we'll see. That's TMP, it's meant to be... Vexatos, it's meant to be TMP, not user bin. Can be home.
Also, how do you get those floating things above your head?
There's a booth somewhere.
It did nothing magic.
Yeah, there's a booth. Someone just told me, "Hey, do you want one? The CDN updates in like 5 minutes." I'm like, "Sure."
Oh, it needs a CDN. Damn. Fuck it. Well, I can't be bothered.
Some more sludge?
No, you just tell them, and they add it to a file.
I think the one that I've got,
you'll be in.
I can't be fucked with
the
something
one
that
I've got,
requires
there's
a
a
CDN.
block which you right click, which then speaks to their server and saves your name to their server, so you get a floating thing above your head. I think it's Armor
there's
Plus.
a local option as well.
I think to get
I
the
got
one
it
I've
globally.
No, the one I've got, you get globally from going to the Armor Plus, and you can only get this one at BTM, I think's the thing they
It
were
is
going.
Craft OS. It's Craft OS.
Magic is going to get on the server in a moment.
Right.
He's just gonna
Okay,
install
it might
for
just be
us.
Craft OS.
Oh, wait, what? Are you getting it wrong? No, see, it's not syncing correctly, that's the problem.
MPT dash is why, I guess.
And it won't work. Or will it? That's why. MPT dash, that's why, do it. Actually, yeah, do it. No, don't run anything, just... Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm not running anything. I'm not typing.
Okay. But Vexatos is.
Then look at him. Not at...
Okay, Vexatos, now MPT dash SY.
That looks like it's working compared to the previous time where it just...
Nope.
It's not.
Out. No, it's not.
Why not? It looks like it's working.
The bad argument.
Oh, bad argument.
Bad argument.
Why does it... Oh, what CPU version does the computer use? Lua 5.2?
Oh, it's probably fucking 5.2.
It has to be 5.2.
Oh, it is 5.2.
Some geek?
Yeah, it is
Oh
on
wait, does
5.2.
it break on 5.3? The CPU is 5.2 though, so yeah. But that's not right. It should be that shit breaks on 5.2, not that shit breaks on 5.3. Of course, if shit breaks because you tried to put it on OC maps, then of course.
Delete user /bin /mpt Lua, then run mpt sy. No, delete user bin, yeah, mpt Lua, yeah. Yeah, because it's not running the home one. Yeah, OPPM remove MPT, that works too.
Let's cross our fingers and...
Okay.
Nope. It didn't like it.
String expected. Got boolean. It's a different line number though, so it is probably the most recent one.
Ale co teraz, Magi? Ale o PPM ani install MPT zrobiliśmy, a MPT Lua ściągnęliśmy z twojego linku.
AC, you're in this one.
I know.
Okay.
I know, I just, it's...
Just wanted to make sure.
It's just easier.
Oh.
He's gonna hop on the server. If Magic 6000 or Magic 6K hops in, just teleport him to the computer.
You can tell Magic that line 391 actually contains a bug.
Maggie.
Well then,
Which line is that? I can't quite see it.
391 is
Ah.
the second line of the else statement.
Backing dot consider append error.
If append is false, it produces false, and you're trying to
False or
concatenate
no?
false, and that's the error. There's no alternative if it doesn't append.
Fucking! Why'd you move it?
I didn't do that.
what happened?
Trying to patch it. Where is it?
There.
Okay, I'm back. Maggie is gonna be here in a few minutes and teleport him
What
in.
the? No! Who the fuck did that?
What did you guys do?
Who the fuck did that?
What happened?
Got teleported to the spectral booth.
Oh,
Who's
oh
done
no.
that?
Someone's gonna get banned.
Dun dun dun. Now I'm never gonna
Someone
be able
should
to
get
go
kicked
back to the
anyway.
booth.
There's
So
nothing
I'm not gonna be able to find
I was
it.
right
in
in
the
the middle.
chat.
Oh, that is interesting. What is this?
Who wants to
can
teleport
just-
back?
Yeah, you can
I
just
do,
teleport
please.
to me if you want.
Right, let's get back
Thank
to
you.
patching this. What fucking line are we on? Alright,
Is that everyone back?
we're on line
Magic is coming on. I think you could just wait for him.
I need to leave the notes so that you know that I'd.
Are we ever gonna fix this? SY.
Probably not.
Damn it, the kitty ears are still not viewable. Like, it's not even on this top
SY.
kick.
It's SY. Okay.
It's the second argument that's broke.
I think we
Which
should
means
just wait for
file
Maggie.
is boolean. What?
Alright, there was a problem with classy hats. Yeah, he's like just kick him. Just not ban him, just kick him.
Yes, it can't be Boolean because it would have crashed earlier if you look closely. Because, you know, file sub. Maybe OPPM broke something. What if you just comment...
Somebody says SYV, like uppercase SYV. I don't know what
Okay, yeah,
that's
Magic
supposed to
6K,
be.
that's the developer. You listen to him and everything he says.
Well, hello. I have seen that name before. That is doing something.
Okay. That's okay. So one of
It now
the
screwed up somewhere else.
so
Yeah,
MPT is
same
not
one.
is
Oh.
not quite as apparently not quite as smart
Okay,
as
I have an
OPPM
idea. Open mpt.lua and remove the make expand OPPM files function return an empty table.
Yeah. There's one broken OPPM repo and MPT does not ignore it.
Yeah, so just do that and it should work.
Or whatever that is.
You guys are doing stuff I really don't understand.
You're a programmer,
This
you
is all
should be able
black
to
magic.
understand this.
Which function should I replay?
Expand OPPM files should return an empty table.
I could probably understand it, but not if we're scrolling at this speed.
It's right. You missed
have
it. It
time
was
to read all
around
the
the
code.
line you were patching. Oh, you're too far. I can't do it with this amount of lag, sorry. You just look wherever you were when you were.
I got this
yeah.
I got an absolutely is anything really important right now, go ahead and just interrupt me, but otherwise I got this great idea for something absolutely fucking terrible. To try and write a mod using a micromanaged, fucked up variant of Sprint as your discipline for writing the
That
mod.
seems to have worked.
Hey, it goes
Rule
farther
is,
than before.
the rule is you have to make it look like it's working, you're only allowed to fix bugs when something breaks, you must accumulate it.
So it doesn't directories, okay.
Okay, bingo, we fixed it.
Yeah, it broke on directories apparently.
Right.
Right, so Magic bug report. Yes, you want to continue now. mpt-s not mpt-s CraftOS installer. CraftOS.
Not dash sy dash s. Unless that was someone else. Unless that was Magic.
Oh, we're singing again, aren't we?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh god.
Oh, it says package not. Yeah, let me do it.
Just mpt-s CraftOS. That might be the magic trick.
Leave the fucking thing.
There's
right,
two people typing.
Fucking just let me do it because I'm a good typer.
I'm not a good type at 2:30 in the morning.
Well, for me, it's 2:30 in the afternoon. So
for me, it's 2:30 in the morning.
Are you actually 12 hours offset?
Okay, Maggie, now explain. Okay, now explain this.
There's not dash SU. Who's fucking bashing? Wait,
I am pretty sure. I am pretty certain. I tried installing the CraftOS installer 3 or 4 months ago, and it wasn't working either with the exact same error as this one.
Okay.
Try mpt-s mpt.
Is Magic the one who is on the screen? Because if so, let's just let him do it.
If it's Magic on this, and we're letting Magic do his magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a computer magician. Just let him work it.
He's basically
we were actually looking for the wrong one.
CC installer. There we go.
CC installer. Thanks. That was easy.
I swear it used to be CraftOS installer.
Okay, install this, and now after that we will be able to run. Okay, now Amadornis, here begins the fun part. Look at all the files that are being installed.
I have a feeling this is actually going to bring up the entire computer UI instead of just the terminal.
I think.
Don't spoil it.
Should I install a magical memory?
Okay, no. You don't need to. Just let it install. Okay, Amadornis, now that is it finished yet? Is run CraftOS. That's the command.
Please call Craft. Yeah.
And follow the instructions.
Yeah.
So should I do?
Yeah, you do that.
Okay.
Yeah, go on.
This is the best bit.
Yeah,
we agree.
The rule is you're allowed to download the jar. And
this is the best bit.
Look at this proprietary software installer.
So we got a package manager to download another package manager.
Yes.
To download an installer that downloads a mod, unzips it, and extracts the file.
It from CurseForge to unpack it and copy over the ROM.
We are literally downloading mods from inside Minecraft.
Yep. And
this has gone too deep.
This will take a few minutes, so be patient.
Okay then.
So yeah, ComputerCraft is like 8 megabytes in size, and Open Computers has a file read limit.
You do know ComputerCraft is open source, so you could just
now it is, but it
it's not open source. It's It's
It's
not
one-
a
it's one
viable
of the-
source.
One of the
But
best
it's not
things for the
open source.
CC.
Open source actually has a definition.
back 10 it was fully proprietary, so this is before.
Yeah, now
than
it's just
GitHub
source
did.
available for. Oh, now it's just source usable proprietary.
Yeah. And there's a lot of different versions of it on Purse.
Yeah, this is like one of the last versions before Dan actually stopped doing it.
I think that is the
Dan,
last version.
the thing is,
Yeah.
the problem with computer craft is that
No.
Dan is still doing it because what he's doing is merging PRs and he's always
But the
merging
funny
the wrong
thing
ones.
is,
Yeah,
when
I'm part of the community. I know all.
when we released this CraftOS thing, it was the only way to run computer craft software on the latest Minecraft versions.
Downloading is Mike 1.7.
Good
Now
job.
I'll try and get open
I will be right
computers
back. I'm gonna get some
in a
beat.
computer craft.
Okay, we're gonna watch it go in that case. I swear this stream is amazing. It's gonna
beautiful.
finish while he's gone, isn't it?
I don't understand the point of these crystals.
Oh,
Oops.
yeah, we're going. I can explain how
There
that
we go,
shit
Matt.
works, kind of, or sort of. I'm
Oh,
actually
it's
trying to
unlucky.
learn how this thing works because I didn't end up having an opportunity to play with it properly. Yeah, fuck.
Oh, it's unpacking the ROM now.
Yeah, it's unpacking.
Oh wow, that was quick.
No.
Just give it 10 hours of zip extraction.
Nah, it's actually a bit faster than that, though it still takes a while, it's a lot of files.
There we go. It's
Oh.
done.
Okay, now we're on CraftOS.
Oh boy,
Yeah, have a look.
CraftOS.
Look, Ma, no data card. Oh, actually, that's right. You can't actually use a data card for it because the data card doesn't allow anything that it doesn't allow beer deflate. It has to be encapsulated in an RFC 1950 zlib thing. In case you're wondering, RFC 1950 is for zlib streams. 1951 is deflate itself, and 1952 is gzip.
Okay, Amador,
wonder
just
if
get at
Snake
it.
works.
You should know how to use this.
Okay, now we have.
I do actually know how to
Computer.
use this. Yes.
Oh wow, it is actually all there.
There's actually a hack.
Will this
I think
actually
there-
work on robots?
Yes.
If I remember correctly,
And
there
even
was a
proxy some of
file
the
that's
APIs for
explicitly there's a file that's explicitly
Will Snake
excluded. It's
work?
just this long ass text file which has
A
some
long
story
time
in
ago.
it.
We don't
it gets
extract it, it
ignored.
takes too much space.
No, it's just it takes too long to extract.
Yeah, you can actually run redirection. Do it.
Oh, that's cool.
I actually like what's happened with ComputerCraft after the whole open source fiasco myself, because
It's not fucking open source. It's
basically, well, you can see the code, we can PR stuff in.
it's not what open
Yes.
source is specifically.
You
Not
cannot
specifically.
you cannot make your PRs too useful or relevant because then he won't merge them.
Yep.
But yeah, welcome to the this.
Welcome to redirection.
Yay.
On CraftOS, on a computer craft
Using
wrapper,
Pose.
on OpenOS, on open computers.
Data
Yes.
simulation.
Beautiful.
Inside a
Yes,
simulation.
so now you know how all the games on Pickle BTM work. They were all literally computer craft games, except we're running on open computers.
That's
So
great.
the thing is, we are now officially emulating a computer mod using another computer mod.
Yes.
Now tell me which of the two is superior.
How many
Open
layers of
computers.
abstraction?
You cannot
For
run
various
open computer
reasons.
software on computer craft.
The
How many layers
main
of
reason why open
abstraction
computers is better is
How
that-
many
oh,
layers
it's
can we
actually
go
better
down?
designed in terms it's better designed from a technical standpoint. Computer craft is a little bit easier, but it actually does not give a shit about how you do things in Lua. So standard Lua software is more likely to run on open computers than it is in computer craft. My biggest gripe that I still have with computer craft is the B flag and file IO. Firstly, the read function actually in Lua actually provides quite a few useful arguments. Whereas, and secondly, it decides, we're going to do something completely different when you set the B flag, we're just going to completely break how the thing works. What the B flag does, on operating systems that actually use good new lines, it does absolutely nothing.
So
it's purely for new line conversion. It just means don't convert new lines. That's what happens when you have the B flag. That's all it does. But oh yeah, also it doesn't have R+, W+, A+ modes either.
So the Crafter Silver is a little bit more standard compliant than it used to be, but not very much. Like there was a full standard PR to implement require, but that PR was closed, and instead Dan made his own version of require, which is obviously not standard.
Yeah, it's all. The guy doesn't
that
give
was a bit
shit
weird.
about standards.
By the way, Adornis, I don't think we have. I'm not sure we are actually proxy the HTTP API, but you can download external software and some of it will even work.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Can we do Darwell's checkers with open computers running computer craft stuff?
Probably.
Try it.
I mean,
I don't have the
I
knowledge for
must
that.
note the error messages don't match up.
Try and find the video.
Yeah, they don't, because obviously we're not emulating everything. It's more of a wrapper thingy. Also, like Lua 5.1 stuff.
It's basically wine.
Yeah, but basically, yeah, you can run the Lua command and see what happens. Here's a hint: lies. Oh no!
Right, so
actually,
so I
open
can't
computer
view
with the hard-coded Lua name.
the Minecraft forum because I haven't merged my account, so I can't get the Minecheckers
The
code.
Worm program also works, Adventure works, and all of them. All of the bundled stuff works. The non-bundled stuff doesn't necessarily work.
I remember reading the wiki. It's like, this is basically Minecraft, a concept.
By the way, you can
conception.
actually plug in some Computronics peripherals and they will work.
Why
Not page drive though.
Why
assuming
did,
you use peripheral.find and not peripheral.wrap.
Yeah, probably important to clarify.
That's a name I've definitely seen before.
So what are you gonna do now?
I find the Klondike's good shit. Kind of.
You can
I've got the
actually.
checkers code if you
I
wanna-
think there's a command to change the resolution to be a pocket computer, but I don't remember what it is, and then you can run Tetris.
That's cool.
No, you're in fun. You have to go one folder lower.
You know, something that would actually be a great thing for open computers would be to actually get somebody to look at computer craft, find out what's some of the like they have sort of visual. They basically have an IDE of some sort. Kind of where it actually does show you, does give you suggestions and stuff like that. If we can get some, we don't actually necessarily have to do that specific. We don't actually need to do it the same way that they do. But if we make it just easier for people to use.
Yeah, because you're not running it on a pocket-sized computer, obviously.
Also, doesn't I can't remember. The one thing it can't emulate is the special characters that CC has.
Yeah, though I think we can approximate them if we really wanted to, because, you know, this wasn't done taking into account the teletext stuff, but we do have an alternative for the teletext. We do actually have a 2x3 character set in Open Computer Sys by accident.
Oh, nice.
And most of the special characters should also be replicable, so actually we can emulate most of it, or at least approximate it.
Wait, which one? Wait,
It's in the private use area.
Oh, wait, so do you actually... Oh, wait, there was some
ROM
sort of
programs
teletext
Pocket
thing, apparently.
Advanced.
Yeah, oh, you already got it working too, right?
Oh, yeah, that should be it.
To a
yes.
pocket size.
The last time I used ComputerCraft was literally the first time I used ComputerCraft, so...
Lovely.
I mean, I used ComputerCraft for testing.
So, here's a question: why would any of you still use Computercraft?
Why?
I know.
Same reason why people use Discord, because people are not really that bright, and people tend to use what's popular rather than what's good.
A person who I know uses ComputerCraft a lot was on BTM just a while ago, because it's basically the only person keeping ComputerCraft alive right now.
Squid Dev was
Oh,
on here
cool.
earlier. If you could
Yep.
hear all of you right now, he would
Hi,
be crying.
Core.
No, Squid Dev. I've talked to Squid Dev a lot about open computers and ComputerCraft.
Oh yeah, I actually have a lot of connections with Squid Dev as well.
Yeah, main reason Squid Dev kind of comes to mind at the moment was I was trying to get Earn working on. I was trying to get Earn working on open computers, but that wasn't working, unfortunately.
Oh look, it's
Yeah, you might have to ask. You might need to ask Hydraz about that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
flicked I flicked Squid a PM in game. He's like, I think I'll have a look at it, something like that.
One
So you're
notable
one of
set
the 10 people
things
using
which
Earn.
doesn't work on the CraftOS emulator is most of the ComputerCraft operating systems and browsers.
You mean
assuming,
custom shells?
and I'm also assuming RedDetNet does not ever work.
I wonder
or
if
any
RedNet.
modem, or
Does
any
TVTP
modem
work?
things.
Does TV? Yeah.
No, actually, I think we do emulate modems. I'd have to check though.
Does TVTP work? Which, by the way, if you were ever around for that shit, TVTP was so we had I was on a server with ASC and we had these different browsers.
Yeah, there was
They're
this browser
basically-
competition going on.
Yeah, they basically run basically software. Basically unsandboxed code running. Crow was there as well. And so there was one, I think it was AirNet, AERNET.
Yes.
And yeah, we managed to find out how to override that.
Yes.
Well, wait, basically you had to go to a it's pretty horrible.
Okay, I'm going to explain the technicalities, okay?
Yeah.
So so I don't mess this up, I hope.
AC knows the implications of using that word. Though
Which
this
one?
time I feel like it wasn't intentional.
I
Which
made
one?
one called TVTP. It was probably the fastest of the lot.
No, which word, Amadornis?
I'll have to tell you later.
Oh.
Um,
Oh, I know.
so I can tell you
oh,
now.
I know the
You
word
know
now.
the word,
yes.
right?
I did actually not use it intentionally this time.
Good job.
Okay, so AirNet works like this. It uses the RedNet discovery system to find the DNS server, and then the DNS server has a mapping of domain names to computer IDs responsible for that server, right?
So in other
What
words,
could
it's
go
a
wrong
proprietary
with using
DNS
RedNet?
that no one else can use.
Okay, so how do you override RedNet discovery?
I actually had a
Do we-
rather
no.
elegant way of doing it.
Oh, no, but I found an inelegant way. But okay, any ComputerCraft
Yes.
experts can tell me how to do it.
Yes, I know, but if I said it, it would be cheating.
in theory, it is possible to fake things
In
easily.
practice, it is possible. I've done it.
It is possible in practice, yes. Okay, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
Let's go. So the RedNet discovery works like this, essentially. It broadcasts a message, and the computer, which claim like a computer can respond to it, stating that I am this computer.
The problem is, it can also say it's that computer.
Yeah, but keep in mind the original DNS server is running at the same time. So if we just run a fake one, it will most likely receive a message from the original, right?
Yeah.
How does ComputerCraft sort messages from RedNet?
It's really weird. So it goes through the modem API.
Yeah.
And
No,
then-
I'm
and
not.
then-
I'm talking. Yeah, I'm talking after the packet is sent. How does it decide in what order packets are received by computers?
This is at the Java level, by the way.
Yeah, this is all the way down on the Java level.
Yeah.
It's down to the event queue at that
Yeah.
point.
To be exact, it adds all of the packets to a hash set.
Yep, it's random.
And the
completely
hash code,
random.
as the hash code function is not overridden, right?
Oh my god, so oh Jesus, it's worse than I thought.
Yeah, so what we did is, so the original server sent one DNS response packet, we sent 100.
Works every time.
Almost. Well,
works
in
one
practice,
in
it was actually every time because the likelihood of getting the one packet getting a different hash code was so low that it was very hard to actually get it to happen.
You
I
know
assume it would work 101 times.
Yes,
I actually know
and-
an even better thing that would have worked that I found out while I was on that server. But continue.
Yeah, and so we essentially overrode the DNS server and we could do proxying, man in the middle attacks, or whatever.
Were any of you there for the string metatable bug?
No. Oh yes, I know I've heard of it, but I not actually.
Oh, that was one hell of a bug. So you could override the string metatable, which should never be able to be overridden.
You cannot do that in open computers, by the way.
You also cannot do this kind of
it-
discovery attack in open computers. As I said, use open computers.
But the bug was that you could go ahead and set the index variable to make code run anywhere, and you could also store variables and all that, so they're accessible everywhere. The problem was, if you were to put a payload into there, something malicious, it would run everywhere and no one could stop it.
Yes.
Oh
It was-
shit!
Because the way
That sounds painful.
Lua sandboxes work is that the basic libraries are supposed to be immutable in the sense that you can't metatable them, and they are this exact same instance on every one running computer. So if you manage to get additional code on that in some way or another, it will run on every single computer ever launched.
So here's a theoretical exploit for computer craft. I know responsible disclosure and everything.
Yeah.
Network stuff is actually quite fun to exploit, by the way.
The first thing
Heaps of fun.
is, and the first obvious option is, Open Computers does a lot of work to ensure that you can only send a small amount of data via its GPUs to other players, so that it cannot be utilized as a DDoS vector. Well, as a denial of service vector, not distributed. Computer Craft doesn't do that, so you make an 8x6 screen, you give it the smallest size, and you constantly override it with random uncompressible data. And
Does
Yeah.
Computer Craft
you
even
place
compress
100
any
of these
data?
monitors and things get exciting.
So in
Yes.
case you wonder why we are not having computer craft on BTM,
Yes, those are all the reasons for which we will never have
the
computer craft on
main
BTM.
reason we never
Probably
put
not all of them.
computer craft on BTM was actually that you can send unlimited data to clients.
Yeah, that was actually the main reason, because things like the string metatable vulnerability they're not that bad in practice, but the possibility of it becoming a vector for crashing clients is why we don't have it.
Yeah.
Another theoretical vulnerability that we found, other than the obvious one. So here's the obvious one. If you have the internet, the HTTP API enabled, you can get any file, right?
Yeah.
And Computer Craft will make a buffer of sufficient size to load that file in.
Oh no.
Can
Try
you
downloading a
actually
100 gigabyte
overflow
test file.
memory?
You could just make a fake HTTP server at that point.
Oh.
And your server will blow up eventually.
Wow.
And by eventually, you mean as soon as it allocates.
Yes. As I said, there is a subtle art of brilliance in breaking Computer Craft.
But yeah, so the browser shit is actually quite fun because that's how to break other people's software without actually breaking the mod itself.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a very interesting thing that.
And another thing I found, it's a theoretical vulnerability, but apparently, while Computer Craft is decently, though not perfectly, protected against filling RAM via creating tables attacks or CPU time attacks.
Fork bombs. Wait, is it?
Speaking of fork bombs, what happens if you create thousands of threads?
Well,
LuaJ will eventually bail, but as far as I know, there's some issues with cleaning up those threads. And so you can effectively fork bomb a server.
So
yeah,
the
that
thing
has been
is,
issue.
the thing is, I should probably
I
link.
believe computer
I
craft
should
is
probably
actually
link this
single
talk
threaded.
once it's over. I should link it to Squid Devs because he will most likely fix most of that stuff if Dan ever merges it, which he probably won't because it would be a
not
useful
likely.
PR.
It's not likely to be.
Dan only ever
BlueJ
merges stupid
is not
PRs.
single-threaded. As far as I know, if you make a coroutine, it will actually work in a separate thread, though I'm not entirely sure on that, so don't quote me on that.
I am pretty sure too.
Oh god, that's just stupid.
So, yeah, welcome to hell.
Welcome to modern programming.
Yeah, as I said, computer craft is a mod which I don't use and don't recommend for very, very good reasons.
It just
has a lot of flaws in its back end.
Yeah,
and...
like if you're using it in an educational context, that's something I respect. Computer craft edu is great. But if you're using it on a survival server where people can do mean things to each other, no.
And
it has a great tendency to say... It had a great tendency, I should say, to ignore block protection.
Yeah, it also had a great tendency to crash MCPC Plus servers due to a bug in Computer Craft's own design, but of course they blamed it on MCPC.
Yes, I actually had to go through that bug when I was running servers.
So did I.
The other thing, Minecraft, something.
No, I still remember the story of how Open Computers got Computer Craft peripheral compatibility.
And how was that?
So Sanger was asked to add big reactor support to Open Computers. And Sanger noticed that Big Reactors already has a well-developed ComputerCraft API, so he just wrapped it. And then he thought, oh, what would happen if I generified that wrapper?
and
you know, he just made it work
actually, it actually was mostly broken for the longest time, for over a year, I think, until one guy who should be flying around somewhere here, Kruger, until he became basically the first person to ever properly use that ComputerCraft API.
Yeah, I remember that.
Except for peripheral developers.
Yeah, but basically, Kruger was the first person to properly use the ComputerCraft wrapper in Open Computers and found like 5 bugs consecutively. And now it's actually working.
Anyhow, so what's something I mentioned a few hours ago, but I never got to expand. So, Buildcraft is getting an update for 1.7.10.
Oh.
And the most notable fix is I have finally fixed Fort Multipart support.
You guys are playing Tetris? That's
oh my god, that took...
Yes, I am actually
It
playing
took way too...
That is the ComputerCraft version.
No, it didn't take way too long. It took me literally 10 minutes to fix. I just couldn't be bothered because I never used FMP.
Why did you do that? That was the wrong move.
And it's 1.7.10. No one really wants to touch that anymore.
You're doing quite well.
From a programming or playing standpoint?
From both standpoints.
I still develop on
1.7.10. On Reddit, maybe not, but like if you go for the wider scene, there's still a lot of people playing on 1.7 out there.
So I know basically the entire GregTech community, for instance.
Yeah, and I think many of those people will benefit because there's like 10 fixes total, and some of them are like crash fixes and stuff.
And I have 2 GregTech add-ons, so why not?
I've even done things such as fix Mindtweaker compatibility, so you can actually do new things with Mindtweaker and Buildcraft 1.7. Yeah, so you know the 2 people still making 1.7 modpacks can benefit.
Hooray!
Yeah,
that's one thing I really
them,
hope to see in at least eventually. I want 1.7 to be eventually phased out, but it's just not going to happen.
That won't
1.5 is not phased out. 1.4.7 is not phased out. 1.6.4 is not phased out.
Somehow,
it will never be dead.
What about
I mean, 1 year ago, I released a 1.4.7 Buildcraft update just to mess with people.
It wasn't actually just to mess with people. I'm pretty sure it was to also provide something for a retro BTM.
Feed the Beast did a 1.25
No, it was actually
pack.
It was actually to fix a crash back with the updater, but then I found it doesn't actually occur on the latest 1.4.7 version. But I did find a dupe bug that was fixed in 1.5 but never backported, so I backported it.
Wow.
Dupe bug fix.
FTB did a 1.2 pack this year.
Yeah, and
the
thing was.
It was an update for it's basically a new map for the original Feed the Beast thing.
What I mean is
it's only available on the legacy Java launcher because Curse doesn't support 1.2.5.
Yes, this is me playing Tetris.
And now he's going to lose.
I've lost already. I'm not even going to try.
Yes, Amadornis is playing ComputerCraft Tetris on open computers.
See, you should have me play Tetris because I have many years of experience on playing this game on the Game Boy on the Lou.
Yeah. To be fair, you have to have a very high IQ to understand Tetris.
Exactly.
Let's not start with that.
Do you understand the implications and effort it takes to play Tetris while concentrating on pumping out the biggest shit in history? Do you understand the implications?
Do you know how great this sounds with your voice?
You could be an announcer.
Tonight, Killer Demon will be live in the toilet doing the biggest shit ever.
Tonight, in the toilet dome, Killer Demon will be breaking his Tetris record while taking also a record shit at the same time. Live at BTM.
This is the event of the year, BTM, guys.
By the way, just make BTM in a massive toilet.
No,
I mean, that's where we're heading anyway, right now.
Grease Monkey, that's the time to break out the toilet filter.
The logo will just be a poop emoji.
No.
With Jack, you did something with Jack.
Next BTM, the whole con is just going to be in a giant toilet bowl.
I'm gonna have to find.
Yes, after what the Windows 10 edition does to the community, it will be in a giant toilet.
Yep.
Exactly. I mean, that's where the Minecraft community is headed anyway. So why would I go there anyway?
Okay,
and it will
next
be
next BTM, we just do it in a giant toilet.
Reason for that is because there's like 3 rickets.
Oh wait, could you look into your chat? Someone is posting terrible puns. And terrible puns, I think, are
we've
against
been
the
having terrible puns in my Discord all day.
No, those were gold.
No, put it in the hole.
And oh no. How many people can you trigger at once? Let's find out.
No.
This is the real minigame, watching him. Okay.
Yes, we're all sitting here watching Cameron play Tetris.
Pretty much.
And I'm just sitting here watching someone do something which is obvious. There is a selection mode, so you can just click and drag.
Yeah, I know.
Come on, Grace.
Tonight, live on BTM, Killer Demon will be taking a record shit while he breaks his Tetris record in this shithouse.
It's beautiful. This is very beautiful.
This is the most amazing Mumble discussion I've been in for
What even is this?
Shit.
You know, the funniest part is that it's all still being recorded.
Yeah, it is.
Jesus Christ, how horrifying.
Like, imagine the look on the Twitch employee's face when they realize just how much low effort posting they're storing on their hard drive at this point.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure they are aware because.
Especially because I'm partnered, so they're keeping this for longer than usual.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, this is the symbol of the next BTM.
There are worse things on BTM on Twitch than toilet humor, but okay.
No, but this is the symbol of the next BTM.
No, but really, the shitter is where BTM and Minecraft are headed anyway, so why not just go there already?
The next BTM will be in 2D on CraftOS on open computers, and we will watch the Minecon stream live on BTM in CraftOS on open computers on a 1D screen.
Using
on a 1D screen.
Oh, no, you'd be using
the convention is in 2D. Then the screen must be 1D.
No, what you do is you'd use OC. You'd use PS GPU for RC.
Sammy,
you make a server.
Sammy's you're banned from BTM.
Computer that's actually open computers.
Oh, Amadornis, go ban him.
That's too much effort.
Because he said that the next BTM will be in Windows 10 edition.
And I
this is
really
a crime.
cannot close the window because I don't want to lose.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
Windows
understand.
10
That's a good
edition
reason not
is
to
not
download
only
it.
hard to mod, but no one wants to mod.
Well, until they make it so you can actually sell mods, because if that ever goes through, then rip Java version.
Nah.
Yes. Do you have any idea how much money Mojang makes by the microtransactions in the Pocket Edition? If you pay for mods, then you can get a lot of money.
Someone actually good at Tetris joined the game.
I don't believe it.
I was already in game though.
I'm terrible at it.
I swear, at
I
this
really haven't played
rate,
in
I'm
years.
going to be awake by the time my family wakes up again.
Is literally
Okay.
just half
This
the
is fun.
server inside this one room?
Yeah, pretty much.
More people in here than in the positional audio channel.
Yes.
It's not even
We've
funny.
already
This
got-
started out with me
We've
and
already
Emma
got very
just in
good.
one room because he wanted me to ask me some questions about Twilight Forest, and now we're all just here playing Tetris and talking
Yes.
literal shit.
Well, all the
Both
interesting
literally
people
and
are here.
figuratively.
All the
Like I
interesting
said,
people are here, so what am I gonna do?
We are still only on 10.
Yeah, I've got to fix the
I
TPS by
actually know
tomorrow.
a program that doesn't work on Craft OS and open computers, even though it should.
Okay.
And that is
I
70.
wonder what's causing most of the TPS
Okay,
lag.
I know how to fix the TPS issues. Killer Demon, what's your favorite word?
What?
That is an interesting favorite word.
You know, the reactors from Twilight Forest.
Carmenite.
Yeah, Carmenite. Yes, that's the way to fix your TPS problems.
That's one way. That's
I had no idea
another
what you
way.
were talking about, but yes, Carmenite.
World high score.
Carmenite is not the name of the reactor, it's the name of the material used in the reactor. It's also the material used in all the other fancy blocks in the tower.
You know what the scariest thing to me about this server is?
What?
The number of missing IDs in the world.
I did remove a few mods.
That's good, because otherwise the server probably wouldn't even stand
It was,
up.
it was.
And have you noticed
Yeah,
that it
Rustic got
hasn't
removed.
it hasn't crashed for a while.
I was so disappointed
Yeah.
when Rustic got removed because like half of my booth was built with Rustic.
But there was no Rustic booth.
Rustic was removed?
Yeah.
There was no booth for it, so I pulled it.
See, this is why you don't build a booth until the day of the event.
No, this is.
Oh fuck!
This is
Yeah,
why
you tried to tell me that with my Twilight Forest booth.
Oh.
You tried to build that in one day, boy.
Okay.
This is why you are
Is
active on IRC and notice when someone is asking which mods to remove. Because that discussion went on for 2 days, I think.
Ah, come on.
Computer craft.
Manoran, I can see you're not very good at this.
Yeah.
I'm getting word.
Wait, what was that?
Sorry, I couldn't find a problem. I couldn't find a good
why?
delay. I had to use this
don't know,
reverse
I'm so
delay
sorry.
because I don't have a
Didn't
proper
let me
delay
move it
here.
in.
I was just about to say
How much later
why are we not playing any Tetris theme right now on a tape drive?
We need
That's a
this.
good point.
Because
Good
that's
point.
I think playing
I have
Tetris
some
without Tetris music
CFPWM
is somewhat
2As
illegal.
of Tetris.
Yeah, it should
I
be
might be able to
illegal.
grab
Okay,
one
can
from
we
my
have
server.
two of these screens next to each other and we have two people have a Tetris off?
Yes, let's do it. I'm gonna finish another craft away.
Ow, ow, no, I do not like this.
Put that away so they know an
Does
instrument.
someone actually have a kazoo?
No!
That sounds like someone is violently farting into a very hollow toilet bowl.
That is a
It's a very big one
I'm
as
just
well.
gonna go grab some other things.
See,
the number of
humor
people
on
watching is
BTM
actually
is
going
top notch. It's uncomparable with anything else you've ever seen.
More people are watching. This is
Yeah.
odd. You're playing Tetris.
Also, I would
Let me just grab
genuinely
Tetris
like to
music.
apologize to anyone watching Amma stream because what is even going on right now?
Nobody knows.
Tetris.
High quality trash.
knows.
Why are you confused? It's Tetris.
Here, I am now. I am now a part of
in
the
a brick
machine.
shithouse in space.
I am now a part of the machine.
Tonight, we watch Killer Demon hold his breath, trying to hold
No!
on while taking a shit.
Amazing
getting a
Jay
high
says
score
this is
in
the bet
Tetris.
stream. Okay, so since this is the bet stream, which mob do you bet will be added at Minecon?
0.
I bet they'll just go.
One of them.
They're
All
gonna,
of them.
they're gonna add the poop emoji to Minecraft. There you go. That's the new mob.
Okay, you know what? I have to make a new mod tomorrow.
Oh.
I'm just gonna make a mod which has the poop emoji.
Good.
The mod literally just
And it replaces Windows 10 edition with the poop emoji.
Nice.
All of it.
Have me do the voiceover.
No, don't just replace.
make the
don't
mod
reto-
name
Don't
the
go with
poop
the whole
emoji.
Windows
I have
10
an idea.
edition goes to poop. Just do Windows 10 goes to poop.
Make the mod name the
Let's-
poop emoji and make the
let's-
file name poop emoji.
Let's outdo Sony. Let's make an emoji movie in
No!
Minecraft.
No!
Yes.
No!
Yes.
Which only
Why
has
haven't
poop
we done
emojis.
this before?
The poop
For a second, I
emoji
thought-
movie.
For a second, I thought that you were talking about the other Sony, and I was very confused.
I think-
N-O-N-O-N-O.
No.
Pile of poo, 1 for FA9. One E4A9.
This is the most amazing stream. When I swear if my parents wake up and notice I'm still not asleep, I will
What?
I will be in deep
Unfortunately,
trouble.
oh, hang on. I've just realized pile of poo doesn't actually show up in Minecraft, unfortunately. I
This
just
is
tried
a
finding it.
disappointment.
It doesn't even show up in OC, I think.
It'll show up in your. Oh, hang on.
We are all very disappointed.
Hey Emma, did you ever end up doing the thing?
No.
I don't know
for
what
for the time. At the
I don't
place
know what time.
with
My
stuff.
log right now is just solid.
Oh no,
null
we're
pointer
not
exception.
doing that ending ceremony.
Ah no.
I
Tonight,
wish.
we make a massive log while taking a shit. That's right. It's a double shit feature. And if he fails in Tetris, it'll be triply shit.
No, just
Yeah.
make the finale a draconic reactor exploding.
Please no. Oh, by the way,
we-
on destroying everything, can we get an actual world save?
Yeah,
That's what
Good.
we
in
always do.
That would be nice.
in a few months. Like I'll back
Yeah.
it up. But
Yeah,
in a few
obviously,
months.
like back it up, but I would actually like to have
Because
a
we're
world
actually,
save.
we'll find time once we've busy finished constantly making everyone do death marches.
Because there's a couple of things I did with the Twilight Forest booth that I'd like to keep in mind, and I don't want to take 20 screenshots of literally every corner of the goddamn booth.
Look,
Yeah,
judging by
that's
the
fine.
stability of this server, you should go take those screenshots now.
I should probably take a backup. I'll do that now.
Yeah, there's no backup, so you better go take those
There
screenshots.
there is
music.
backups. I'll just get one onto my computer.
I'm hearing Tetris.
Do do
God, I love Tetris. This is the song I made love to my three-legged wife with.
Huh?
What?
I'm not gonna pull out the bass guitar.
Question
More
mark?
details.
She also had one eye.
Do.
Oh, did they trade that out?
Yeah. Equivalent exchange.
Wow. Damn it. That's the new update.
What are you doing?
Replace your limbs.
Why am I like
Replace
this?
your limbs with better limbs.
Every day I wake up and ask myself, why am I like this?
Why are you like this?
Exactly.
Okay, look,
God, I love
I won't
Tetris.
stay for much
Please
longer.
stop it.
What did
Commodore
they do
Ness.
again?
Uh-huh.
Didn't you plan to go to sleep by midnight?
Ha ha ha.
Yes. My neighbors probably hate me. No, well, I'm sure they.
They probably
They
already
probably
did
hated you
anyway.
before.
Yes.
I like how we're playing literal chiptunes just outside the place that has no chiptunes allowed.
Yeah, well, you know. Whatever.
playing chiptunes inside it. The rule is you're not to play chiptunes on the stereo or on the sound system. Instead, you want to be listening to highly fitting music like Disco Inferno by the Tramps, which contains the ever so totally unfitting like lyrics for BTM, such as "Burn, baby, burn," "Burn the mother down," "Two mass fires, 100 stories high."
Well,
Why
you know
was
what
that
they
not on
say.
that
All
rewound?
toasters toast toast.
This is where we wait for the
I don't
thing
toast
to
toast.
finish
Oh, no.
rewinding.
I toast bread.
Yeah, toasters don't toast.
Yeah, toasters toast toast. Don't
That's not
don't
fucking
argue with
disco.
me on this. Trust me.
I'm a professional.
Trust the person with the nice
I
voice.
am a
Trust
trained
me, I'm
professional
Trust
in
me,
this,
I'm an
okay?
electrician.
I have my degree in toasters, okay? I know what I'm talking about.
There
Okay,
are
how
people
many
with
rooms
degrees in
have we
cheese,
destroyed?
so there are people
yeah.
with degrees in cheese, so it's not impossible.
How many degrees do you have your toaster set to?
Dear Dinner Beef, we've
But-
already
Can
I
you
have my
established
toaster set
Amazon
to
is not good at
PhD.
Tetris.
But I
Which
am
is why we wanna
I have
put
my
on there.
toaster set to a
myself
pH
am
level of
a
8.
toast.
Oh, I have mine
Can someone
set
set
to...
the secondary computer up so I can play Tetris as well? I want a dual llama.
I have mine set to 7.
So we can find out that once you've died, just how many times he's
Also,
died.
I have become part of the computer.
I am partially toaster, so it's okay.
Okay,
I
I've
am
got a world
partially
back.
toast.
I'm sorry,
as
but
of
we need to
now,
make
in case
Tetris and
that's
Tetris
I'm
into it.
partially
3D.
here.
I'm by Toast Jewel.
By toaster roll.
I'm pan toast roll. I like my toast.
Just use the API
I like my toast cooked in
on
a
that
pan.
tape drive to
Use
rewind
the
it.
toast
It's instant.
API.
Where's that? What's the
Yeah,
API?
send a toast
I use?
notification.
I'd rather not have
That-
an
the
actual
tape
computer
drive
here,
is
but
the
a
loudest
TIS
thing on
100
earth.
machine might work. If you remember how that shit went.
What
I
do you
know
mean
how
you
that
think
works.
you should remove the debug test?
That
But
was
then
terrible.
it's also more fun just to like leave it.
Yeah, my
How
toaster.
fast is rewinding compared with playing? Is it like
Toasters.
4 times? Because it's
It's
great
not
for
getting
authenticity,
better.
just having to rewind a tape.
Do it.
And I can still do like my crazy ass disco moves, like for instance, the point.
I think there's a slight bug with the elytra.
There's a
Sign
slight
up with
bug,
the
it's
elytra,
called
I
A
think
Minecraft.
bug
it's
with
not
something Mojang
craftable.
wrote? No.
Can
Okay,
someone
quickly
please
check
stop
how far we
spamming
are.
lightning?
So, you know, I
probably-
expected impromptu panels, but not this.
Elytras for everyone.
This one never-ending impromptu panel.
This is not a
Yeah,
panel.
this
This is
started
a
as an
very long
interview.
demo.
Elytras for everyone.
Hang on, I've actually got a good use for these things.
Which way am I
Hmm.
facing? North? Okay.
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus! They are so broken.
What is?
The elytras.
That's not disco.
Yeah,
Read the sign. Disco
Why are
music
people
only.
standing sideways? This is completely normal.
Yeah,
How
I'm
do I hear?
definitely taking screenshots. These are
The
definitely
tape in here
highlights
is
of BTM.
disco, but I
Here,
got
let me,
a much more
give you
fitting
guys
one
some
here.
gravity
Well, actually, it's
controllers.
funk, which
Oh.
is, I guess, a sub.
No, please do
doesn't
not
disco.
give everyone gravity controllers because I would hate you forever and kick you and ban you and never let you on the server ever again.
Okay, here's a suggestion. Just ban him anyway. Just for suggesting it.
Please do not give everyone gravity controllers. The gravity calculations are already taking time.
Someone is just inside the
What about
ground right
strong
now. and
gravity controllers?
I don't run sampler, so I can get this to 20.
How about no?
What about weak gravity controls
it's
where we all
almost
just
rewound.
slowly float to the right?
That's not
Man,
how they
this is
work.
bringing back memories of when tapes were a thing.
They
You know what?
should work that way, but they don't.
I should probably go to sleep.
Alright.
I
We
mean,
all
it's
should.
it's 3:30.
It's
Oh, yeah,
half
it
past-
is.
yeah.
It is
I'll
literally
possibly grab a drink.
3:23 p.m. here.
It's
It just
3:23
it's
a.m. here.
23
It's
a.m.
It's
3:23
9:23 p.m.
2:30.
East Coast type?
Yep.
Midday.
Are we going to
Europe
argue?
should go to sleep.
Are we going to argue who has the better time zone now?
Oh,
Yes.
clearly EST.
Well, most of you
plus 9.
Clearly, New Zealand has the most superior time zone.
No,
Not
it's
quite,
clearly
Tom.
UTC.
Yes, the New
Tom is
Zealand time
plus
zone is
13.
upside down.
UTC or get the fuck out.
It is quite literally UTC
get the
plus
fuck out,
13.
yes.
Get the fuck out.
I vote for UTC plus 5:45, which would be Nepal time.
Here we go. Now we got some disco music. Now we do the point.
On the other hand, most of Europe is on GMT plus 1, so that must be superior.
You know what, Adonis, judging by your facial expression, you should also go to sleep.
Yes.
But you're playing Tetris.
Yes, but I can do this.
He's too busy playing Tetris to go to
I have
sleep.
a question. What is
when
wrong
someone
with our
asks
lives?
you, when someone asks you tomorrow what you've been doing all night, you can say I've been playing Tetris.
I want everyone to realize that we, as a community,
when I wake up tomorrow or today
Lyrics
and
of
my
Star
friends ask me about
all dance
it,
together.
I've been watching an exciting adventure.
I just want everyone to realize and understand that we, as a community loving a game, have all come together, organize our own convention in trying times, and all focus around the single fact of playing Tetris.
We've all gathered around this one game.
This
BTM is going to be
is what the
hosted in
Minecraft
Tetris.
modding community led up to.
That's
this
good,
moment.
so it's fine.
We're hosting the next BTM in Tetris.
See, the next
Also,
BTM, the intro Asi did of just BTM highlights from last couple of years, this is going to be on that for the next one, definitely.
Probably.
We're going to talk about Tetris. The whole intro to the next BTM is just going to be Tetris.
It's just going to be a 1 hour long replay of my Tetris playthrough. And now somebody else is
and 30 times speed.
No, we should hold
now I'm going
Tetris
to
Championships next BTM, or even actually this BTM.
There's actually
we can totally do
Grease
that.
Monkey.
You discovered that bug.
There's
Grease
actually
Monkey.
a science about Tetris. It's called tetralogy.
Can you quickly write a non-terrible implementation of Tetris?
I have a terrible implement. Well, actually, I do have a non-terrible implementation
Actually,
of Tetris,
Grease
but
Monkey, I
it's
have
in
an
C.
idea. Can you port Bastard?
No!
Oh, I think I know about that. I need to get familiar with it though.
No!
The real question is how you glitch out the elytra.
The real question is, will you put it to
Very
sleep?
carefully.
No,
Imagine if
who
tomorrow
got
at
those out?
Minecon, instead of one of the 4 new mobs from the poll will be put in Minecraft, it'll be goddamn Tetris. They'll just pull the rug right from under our feet and just implement a
shut those
Tetris
anchors?
block.
Brainless LB, you
CD,
can request a song
CD,
as long
stop
as it's
throwing
Tetris.
anchors.
I think something along the lines of a Tetris block where you
CD,
throw...
bad.
I don't know who it is. Just stop.
Bad CD.
I
Bad.
swear, if Mojang announces Tetris DLC tomorrow.
If they don't,
You know
I
what?
will.
I genuinely hate the idea of Minecraft having DLC, but if it's Tetris, I'm down.
Yes, like, imagine being able to walk around as Tetrominos.
Oh god, the gravity anchors.
I just realized Tetris with gravity anchors.
If you
Oh
got
god,
gravity
that would
anchors,
be
drop 'em.
interesting.
Hey, have you ever played Tetris 2?
Coming soon to Minecraft Realms. Tetris.
Let me just adjust this for... Well, actually, no, I'll set up a second one, a second GVAB for non-toilet, or non-throne.
Oh, I love Tetris.
You will destory them. You will remove their backstories.
Tetris backstory.
God.
Yes, the lore
Damn.
behind Tetris.
You mean the rise and fall of the Soviet Union?
Yes.
Exactly. I'm gonna play that song.
Yeah, the story of how the Soviet Union actually fell apart was they got a whole bunch of people together and they sort of ended up in a weird hunch, and then someone managed to line 10 of them up in a row and they died.
And they all play
Do we
Tetris.
still have the thing that plays YouTube videos on Open computer.
We can give it a go.
That was
but we're
Maggie's,
at 10,
and,
we're at
you
10
know,
TPS, which is
Can
gonna be
we
an
can we
issue.
just play a Tetris speedrun on the open computer screen?
No, we need 20 TPS.
No,
for that.
we need
literally
to
need 20
build. We
TPS.
need to build a very advanced system.
A Tetris
20
speed
Tetris
run, though,
plays
doesn't it
Tetris
just be
automatically.
to see how fast you can hit down and die?
No,
What are
obviously
you-
we're gonna.
Yeah, so I have a proposal.
We are going to play Bad Apple again.
Since we're all going to be asleep tomorrow, on Sunday we should hold Tetris Championships.
Yes.
Clearly.
We'll just let Modmas fix the TPS.
No, just remove every mod but open computers. Clearly.
No,
that's-
just start playing Tetris with booths, and once you form a Tetris, the TPS will go up to 20.
Oh, right.
The scariest thing about BTM is the fact that I'm getting enough frames per second to play smoothly.
Yeah, once you have actually 80 people online, then it's actually manageable.
Next BTM, the floor plan will actually be Tetris.
Yes.
The,
perfect.
The thing
floor,
is,
the
I'm
floor plan
getting
should
60
be the
right now.
piping of the toilet.
No,
the frames
no.
per second.
Next BTM,
We have cared a lot about the frames per
you know,
second.
they're complaining
so
about the floor plan. They're complaining
TPS are
about the
pretty
floor
bad.
plan. So on next BTM, every booth will be in the shape of a tetromino.
That's exactly what I was suggesting.
Yes, and then you know, and then
we will review what Soviet Russia looks like.
yes, and then and then you know, and then when we stack on new booths, you just stack on Tetris blocks, and you can place them however you want. But if you, as the booth placer, make a line, it actually clears the contents of the booth.
Yeah, it actually just removes the booths and bans the owners.
That would be terrible. That would be
No,
terrible.
I was thinking about like you would have 3/4 of your booth in time for the convention.
See,
you know, say if you have the super secret mod, the part on the circuits would be removed.
That would be a
a
good
lot of
excuse
people
not to
have
have the
been-
mod on the server. It was removed by Tetris.
A lot of people have always been very curious about what the final boss in the final castle in Twilight Forest would be. I think we all know what
I dare
You first.
I dare you.
I'm just watching
You
people
know,
fall.
April Fool's is coming up. You know what you should do now.
Yes!
Oh yeah. Just imagine like 20 modders all doing Tetris-related mods.
I think for April Fool's, we should all sit down and just have Tetris-related jokes to all the mods we can get our hands on.
You see, the best thing about adding Tetris jokes to everything would be is that nobody would understand why it's funny except for us.
Exactly.
Like,
It'll
nobody
be
would
an
find it funny in the slightest.
Well,
But
that's
we would.
basically what every inside joke ever is.
Exactly.
I think CD4017BE actually
An
has a gravity
inside joke I
controller.
wanted to add. There's actually an inside joke in Carset. It's pretty obscure, but I guess I'll reveal because in 2 years nobody has found it.
CD's in creative. That's probably how he got the controller.
So if you have a Carset barrel in a world,
Mm-hmm.
and you have
Yeah, that
9
makes
stacks of ice in it, and it's the 9th of September, the 9 will be in a circle.
Hey, I knew that.
But why?
It's a Toho reference.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You know, actually, talking about inside jokes, there's
So,
actually going to be a terrible, terrible one in Twilight Forest as well.
So, AC, do you
when
still...
when we were porting Twilight Forest from 1.710 to the newer versions, we had some trouble with the Naga stone bricks, the ones that actually link up together and form a snake and everything.
Yep.
And Tamized made a terrible looking statue made out of Naga stone, which looks kind of like a 5-headed monstrosity. It's absolutely terrible. That statue, that same statue, I'm gonna add as a terrible, terrible Easter egg with like a generation chance of 1 in a million. Actually, talking about that, I added that statue to the booth of Twilight Forest. It's hidden somewhere if you guys want to see it.
What statue? Sorry, I dropped out
Oh,
for a second.
of course, that's what you were using that space for.
Let's go look.
Hold on.
That's how you empty a room in
Everyone
5
just
seconds.
follow the conga line to Twilight Forest, and they'll show you exactly what terrible statue is just the dumbest inside joke you can probably imagine.
Someone was asking me a question.
The wheels on the con go round and round, round and
All
round.
through the con.
Okay, no question, I get it.
Alright, it's down
Wait a second,
a
that can't be
ladder
round, this is
under this
Minecraft.
tree in the water. This statue is what Tamized made as an example for when... This statue is what Tamized made to show off that the Naga Stone was working properly again. And this has been an inside joke ever since. Now, I do have to admit, I actually once edited this statue on top of the final castle with a Super Saiyan aura as a spoof of saying that it was going to be the final boss as well. So...
That's great.
If you wanted to be really immature, though, there's definitely a place for 6th head.
Hold on, if you really wanted to be immature, do this. There.
Exactly.
Boom.
Another head. Yeah.
Why is that head
You
bigger?
This is specifically
know?
why I said
I'm gonna
may not
improve
be
it.
PG in the title of the stream.
There you go.
This is
But-
exactly
But
why.
you know, the thing about the idea of making this the final boss is that it would actually make sense because it is perfectly normal for a video game to have the final boss be some kind of advanced first boss, because the Naga is the first boss in the Twilight Forest.
Yeah, it literally tries to bone you.
Wait, I have an even better thing for the.
Okay, so
no.
Okay, so imagine when the final battle starts with this Naga statue, you just hear in the most intimidating voice, "I've got a bone to pick with you," and he just whips out his 6th head down there.
Oh no, I crashed.
You know, I don't want to be the sponsor.
The quote-unquote water and crashed immediately.
Yo, I can't remove this water.
Someone
Wait.
says
Here,
they
I got it,
crashed
I got
my
it, I got it.
everyone
I got
walks into it.
Okay, I'm slightly concerned about this. Please don't break the booth.
It's just leaking by the crotch.
Speaking of leaking, this,
Can we get rid of this water so I can join without crashing?
Yeah, it's gone. It's fine.
Yeah, I removed it.
It's gone. Somebody removed it.
Oh, no.
Are you sure about that?
You know, I'm not gonna judge
now it
any
does
of
actually
you
have
for just
wood.
trying to hop on this dick constantly, but come on, people. Have some class.
Now it literally has wood.
Why does it start with the feet?
I am sealed.
Congratulations, we have finally reached the pinnacle of we've reached the pinnacle of human achievement. We just managed to make a never-ending dick joke.
Pretty much.
Damn it!
It's beautiful.
Also, it looks like it shat a. Yeah, it totally looks like it shat something.
Meanwhile, I am in the middle of post-initialization.
Oh, this is great.
Meanwhile, there are actually new people on the server.
There are actually
They're probably
people
freaking
attending
out.
the convention right now, and we're just in this weird secret cult-like basement under a swamp. With a sign on the statue that says, "It poops." Can we just take a moment? Everyone just line up next to it. We're gonna take a screenshot of this.
Wait,
group
I'm not
photo.
on yet.
Everyone just line up, say cheese, and this is a highlight.
I just need to get on.
Cheese, you say?
Emma, you gonna take the screenshot or?
I'm logging
Yeah, I
on
will.
right now. Logging on right now.
All right.
You guys ready?
It's gone.
Unreal Dinnerbone says, "Wait for me, please."
Wait, Dinner, you removed the shit. No, wait, you moved
No,
it
the
back.
shit is there. Don't worry.
He moved it back. Okay.
Oh god, everyone is on fire.
It's
Actually,
someone
that
said-
makes it better.
Yeah, it's almost like this is a flaming shit fest.
Okay,
make sure
let's
that
take that
everyone
screenshot
see.
first.
There is still a.
Dinner beef. Unreal Dinnerbone. Okay,
I'm here.
let's
just-
go.
I got the magic stick. You can hit twice. I can hit once. You can do it twice. I got the magic stick.
Are you okay?
I've taken a couple of them already.
And I'll show you magic.
Awesome. I have as well.
Magic. I
Okay,
got
Emma,
the
I'm gonna
magic
take one
stick.
with you there.
Let's
Go
actually
ahead.
take one, like, with the entire statue, not just you at the bottom.
There we go.
Alright, let's do this.
Damn, I couldn't quite get my jump right.
Bristol, please.
We
don't
have reached
sigh.
the peak of maturity.
That's good.
All right, Emma, you go stand there. I'm gonna take one with you there.
And, oh, stop pushing me forward.
This is great.
How
This
did
is
this
the-
go?
we're making
how did,
history right
how
now.
did this conversation
When are we?
go from open computers running
All right,
CraftOS
we're good.
to a statue with 5 heads?
Well,
I'm
we
just
went
saying.
with Tetris.
6 heads, technically.
Okay, we went from Tetris to April Fools to inside jokes to the Hydra statue. And then I dragged
the
everyone
extinct
over
Hydra
here in a
statue.
conga line. We went
But we
past
also-
spawn where actual congoers were. They were probably wondering what the hell was going on. Just
That
take
happens
a
all
moment
the
to
time.
appreciate
I
that.
remember
But
when
that is
about-
also a pun. You have congoers
Hey,
doing the
is it me
Congo.
or is like half the people just not here anymore?
when I was going through the old BTM map, I also found a bunch of Easter eggs hidden by congoers.
Like the Congo.
It's beautiful.
Everyone's saying, I'm sending this to Tama.
Give a statue a
it
dick at
poops.
Minecon? I don't think so. Me neither, and that's what makes it so great. Holy shit, look at Kruor. He looks magnificent with those heads in his hand. He is a beautiful man. Or whatever it is. I'm kind of scared.
It's a beautiful it.
Yeah. It just those tails, those wings, those horns, those ears. Everything is. This is what Minecraft led up to, people.
Yes.
This is the pinnacle of human
peak
evolution.
performance.
Thank you so
You
much,
may not
Notch,
like
for
it, but
all
it
that
is
you've
as
done.
it is.
Guys.
I think that look over there through this wall. I think there are people trying to get to us. I think there are people
Everyone
trying
hold
to
shift.
get
Everyone
to
sneak.
us.
Everyone sneak.
Everyone.
Shift.
Everyone.
There
Hold
are
shift.
two.
Hold shift.
Yeah.
Shift. Yep.
There are two
Who's
people.
There's
Right.
no one here.
Those people are trying to get to us through the
Through the maze.
stronghold.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone just start humping the statue.
Please no.
It's got a bone to pick.
No, don't fucking do that. Are we just all gonna bleed through it?
It's got a bone.
Let's go through this wall.
It's got a bone.
Yep. Let's bounce. Let's go.
It's not what I understand.
Let's just find someone
just
and
a
I'll just
massive myth.
follow him and sneak.
Hey, Zeba.
We should just find some unsuspecting
Yeah, and I'll just
person.
sneak behind him.
Yeah,
Alright,
just
everyone
all,
sneak.
just all of us sneak.
Yes. Oh god, don't place more milk or whatever the hell that is.
No.
I think that's man milk.
What are you guys doing?
Okay, enough with placing man milk, okay?
But I have a floor above it.
No, why do you have a floor of it?
Alright, so we are all sneak.
Okay,
Alright,
let's find
Rollers,
someone.
Captain's hold sneak. We're trying to sneak up on someone. Whoever the fuck it is we're trying to sneak up onto.
Let's just find someone.
Tetris?
No, we have the
Where
names.
did the Tetris go?
We are playing.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That
get on
would
the floor and
be
sneak, please.
Vexitos's
We're trying
area.
to sneak up on people.
Yes.
What's my area?
No
what,
one
what have I
suspects it.
done?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so you gotta hold sneak. It's mostly so they can't see your name.
Can someone give us like speed too, so we
Oh,
don't?
I can give you like
Oh,
speed
God.
100.
No, please, no.
Let me find someone. Let me find someone
And
in
then
the
get
con
milk
and
potions
we'll
What
sneak
have I
up
done?
on them.
milk buckets, but don't whitelist them.